This week, in Poteau, Oklahoma, small pieces of evidence lead detectives to believe they have a serial killer on their hands after a string of bodies, including that of a popular local media personality, but what they find is worse than anyone could have thought. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another absolutely bonkers edition of Small Town Murder. This is a lot today, boy. Man, this is one bad, very, very bad person. We'll talk all about it here. Serial killer time. So before we get to that, though, we must say head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. You can get your tickets for the virtual live show October the 30th, the day before Halloween, just like a regular live show. Only difference is you can watch it anywhere in the world with internet.
Oh.
We'll have the same thing, the screen, the pictures. We're going to dress in costumes, look like idiots. It's going to be a really good time. And it's available for 2 weeks after that, too. Oh. So you can buy it ahead of time, watch it a whole bunch of times. You can buy it during that 2-week period. Anytime after it goes 2 weeks, you can get that. That's shutupandgivememurder.com. Also, get your tickets for Philly, because there's a couple tickets left in Philly, I found out. So,
is there?
Only a few, but they're there. Okay. So very few. So if you want them, get them right now for Philly in December. Do that. And definitely also listen to our other two shows, Crime in Sports. Very fun multi-part series on Billy Martin at this point.
Oh, yeah.
An old-timey fighting guy there. Well, he's a baseball player, but he fights more than a boxer. He has more fights than a professional boxer. And then also check out Your Stupid Opinions, which is just hilarious. We're going to talk about reviews from everywhere, and they're so fun. Then get yourself Patreon. You need it. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus materials. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get it all. Hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard before immediately upon subscription to binge on. Then new ones every other week. One Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get it all, my friends.
You get it all.
This week, what you're going to get for Crime in Sports, we are going to talk about Deshaun Watson and all the accusations against him. He's a quarterback who's had just a plethora of horrible accusations against him. There's so many. It's disturbing. And then for Small Town Murder, it's internet salad time.
All right.
We are going to go around the internet and see what's going on in the world.
Talk about it.
Everything except politics, because nobody wants to hear that from us. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. We'll talk about that comedy festival that everybody kept talking about and kept asking us about, too. We'll talk about all that good stuff there. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. And in addition to that, you get all of our shows, Crime in Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, and Small Town Murder, all ad-free with your Patreon. All of it ad-free. And then on top of that, you also get a shout-out at the end of the show, too. It's all we can give you, everybody. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. That said, disclaimer time.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody, this is a comedy show. It's also a murder show. Nothing is embellished to make the things funnier or anything like that. That's the point of the show, is some of this stuff is so crazy that it doesn't need anything. I mean, we couldn't write these stories week after week. That'd be crazy. So every last detail is true, and they're insane. And what we don't do, though, here is we don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why is that, James?
Because we're assholes,
but
we're not scumbags. Very simple way to be. That's it there. So if that sounds good to you, you're going to hear a wild story. If you think true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, maybe we're not for you, but I think you should give it a shot. I think maybe we are. Either way, no complaining later. That said, I think it's time to sit back, everybody. What do you say here? Let's all clear the lungs, and let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we? We're going to Poteau, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And, man, it was an interesting one trying to find the pronunciation on this town. Poteau is Poteau.
Poteau.
Sure, sounds good. Poteau, Oklahoma. It's in eastern Oklahoma. It's about 3 hours to Oklahoma City, so it's nowhere near there. It's kind of Oklahoma City's kind of in the middle of the state. It's about 4 hours to Dallas if you go down south a little bit, and then about 2 hours to Allen, Oklahoma, which is our last Oklahoma episode. That was the Bigfoot murder conspiracy.
Yeah,
we remember that, where he said he was killing his friend to send a message to the Big Feet. that were
All of them.
that were watching him in the distance. So interesting.
Yeah.
This is in LaFleur County, area codes 539 and 918. History, little bit of history here. During the 1700s, the late 1700s, a large French outpost was at Fort Smith, like Arkansas, which is near there. It was called Bell Point. And further up the Poteau River was a secondary post at the base of Cannibal Mountain. Yeah. So the river was called the Post River, and then they ended up calling it the Poteau River. Sure. And the outpost, they just called it Post or Poteau. That was it. Poteau is a French word meaning post.
Meaning post.
There you go. That's how this happened.
Yeah.
Not too complicated.
Yeah.
The Poteau Chamber of Commerce wrote that the community was founded in 1885 as just a few houses and Bud Tate's General Store.
Old Bud Tate.
Bud Tate's in on this here. At the time of its founding, it was in a different county, which was part of the Choctaw Nation. It was incorporated as a town in the Indian Territory by the federal government in 1898. And once Oklahoma became a state, the governor declared Poteau as, quote, a city of the first class.
Yeah.
There we go. First class city, everybody. Let's find out what people think and if they think it's first class with some reviews here. Here is 5 stars. It's a great place. Entertainment is cheap. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know.
Do they mean like ladies on the street?
Could it possibly mean?
I don't understand what a cheap drinks at the bar. I don't know what it could. It's weird.
Everything's, I guess, cheap.
It's all cheap.
Everything you want to do for fun.
This next sentence is odd. It's a big town with a small town feel to it.
No.
It's not a very big town, by the way. It's easy to get from one place to another quick and safely as well, and has lots of different places to eat as well, whatever it is that you are in the mood for. Okay? The college life is easy as well. Everyone is so respectful and down to earth. I hope this person isn't in college because they no punctuation for a long time, and they say as well 3 times in every sentence. So they need some sort of take English.
Miss North Carolina that said as well too, and
yeah,
over and over and over again, same thing.
Same thing.
South Carolina, I think.
One of those, yeah. 3 stars. Poteau is a decent town that could develop more, most definitely. It is getting a Whataburger soon. Should be done any day.
Oh, shit!
It's all done, everybody. That's the finishing touch.
Any day now. Mustard cheeseburgers. Let's go.
The cherry on top is always a Whataburger. That's the cherry on top of the town. It's all finished then. That's put the
when
bow
you know
on
you're
it.
yeah.
Put the old bow on it, everybody. 3 stars. I live in a considerably nice neighborhood, so I haven't had very many issues. I just wish the sewer lines didn't bust almost once a month.
The what?
The sewer lines apparently are bursting on a monthly basis. I don't understand.
How many?
What are you doing in this town?
We've been to so many giants. I've never seen a sewer line bust.
No.
Ever.
Well, how much steak are you eating? You're busting the sewer lines. I guess they like beef in Oklahoma, but guys, mix a salad in once in a while.
You do not need a Whataburger.
You're breaking the sewage with this. Good Lord. 1 star. I had a very bad experience with this city. It contains a horrible beast.
Oh.
Whoa. Not even beast, something worse. But he is named Bladen, and he was my horrible ex, a.k.a. the worst mistake I've ever made. He's a beast.
She had a boyfriend named Bladen?
Bladen. I think you asked for
we have exhausted the Aiden suffix also. If we're down to Bladen.
And this man's he's not even like a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
this is an adult man.
This is a 20-year-old man, at least.
Bladen. Wow, worst mistake I've ever made. And he is being contained there with his horrible personality.
Being contained in like a cage. Somewhere.
Yeah. It's his cave with a big rock pushed in front of it.
The taxpayers keep him
at bay.
Yeah.
He likes siege, so that kind of makes sense why he's so horrible, and it looks like he ran into a moving pile of cutting scissors to frame his haircut, then tried to me say it was good, but then I publicly made fun of him because he blocked me and said I was crazy, and I, quote, always run back to him. He was only half right, so I don't care because he's blocked for good now, mostly because I don't have a phone. Oopsies. What the hell are you talking? What does that have to do with this town?
She took out her relationship woes on this town.
On a niche town review. That's insane.
Amazing.
That is wild.
Way to go, Bladen. You destroyed this woman.
That's what Facebook is for. You know what I mean? To complain about this type of shit.
100%.
Okay, people in this town, 8,741. So not a huge town. Not a tiny town, but just a little town.
Very small.
Yeah, more men than women here. It's 50.6% men, which is odd for a town with people, with more than a few hundred people in it.
Sure.
Median age here is 35. There's a college nearby, so that'll lower the median age
down
every time. Only 42.5% married. Again, you get the college kids. They're not really married that often. 20% are single with children. Race in this town, 69.5% white, 1.8% black, 8.2% Native American, which is very high in terms of compared to other places. And this was the Choctaw Nation, before this.
Still a whole bunch of natives there. That's great.
For sure. 14.1% Hispanic here. Religion, 57.6% religious here, which is well above the national average.
Really?
And the one that takes the cake is Baptist.
38%.
As we know, Baptists are the Catholics of the Plains, I guess. Yeah, not
kind of the South, isn't it?
I mean, it's
south of that line, right?
I guess, but that's the Plains out there. Slightly high unemployment. A lot of the reviews said there aren't a lot of jobs around here. It's hard to find jobs. There's not a lot of big cities around here to really commute to, so it's kind of tough. Median household income here is $40,711, which is well below the national average of $69,000. Cost of living, overall 100 is average in the whole country. Here it is 77, so cheaper. And the housing is the lowest thing here. The housing is median home cost $146,000, which is very low compared to the rest of the country.
You could do it here.
Yeah, it's $338 in the rest of the country, so not too shabby. And if we've convinced you that this is the only place for you, you need to be in Poteau, Oklahoma. We have for you, you don't have an ex there. You're running from another town where your ex lives. We have for you the Poteau, Oklahoma Real Estate Report. Okay, your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for $770, which is extremely
low,
way below the national average, usually almost $1,300. House number one, I don't even know if it's livable at this point. It looks like it's seen better days. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, technically T-bowl for all your B-holes there. 1,365 square feet. It's on a half an acre. And you can see from the front there, it looks like it's seen some better days.
Yeah, not good. Weird color.
This is I don't know what this is.
Ooh, boy.
It's got there's a hanger hanging from the beams for some reason. I'm not sure. $59,000 for that.
Okay.
So not very much there. Next up, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 2,035 square feet. The house, again, seen better days. You can see it.
Oh, it wouldn't take much to get it in pretty good shape, though.
No, the inside, though, not that great. But outside, there's like a pile of debris with just a tire in it, which is bad. It's a bad sign.
The purchaser needs to have a tractor.
Yeah, and also a trampoline next to the dirt, next to your tire pile, which is a bad sign also. 6 acres this is, though.
That is wonderful, yeah.
$92,000.
Not bad.
A 2,000 square foot house on 6 acres.
6 acres?
For 90 grand.
Wow.
You should be able to make that work, I would imagine, to figure it out. Next up is a very blue house. 4-bedroom, 4-bath. T-bowl for all your B-holes, everybody. 2,784 square feet on a 2.5-acre lot.
Oh, boy.
It's the bluest house you've ever seen. The whole house is blue. The roof is blue. It's blue metal.
Yeah,
so
everything's blue, and then it's got some white accent. But
a lot of porch there. It's blue. $475,000 for that, though.
How many acres with that one?
2.5 acres, 2,700
so
square foot,
yeah.
and the house is like nice inside. It's up to date and all that kind of thing. So not too bad there. Now things to do in this town. Let's find out what we have. The only thing going on is the Poteau Balloon Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We know that's going to happen here. Get yourself a balloon fest. Go to the Balloon Fest. Fun Times Carnival Night armband, only $25. That's for Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday the 17th of October, you had the, what is that? Mean Machine Monster Truck Rides.
Hell yeah.
That's fun. Fuck yeah.
Rides?
Rides. Yeah, not touching them. Rides.
All right.
Take me around. Let's do this.
Yeah.
From 12 to 6, the Cockrills Country Critters.
All right.
Cockrills, one word. Cockrills.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
I don't either. Carnival opens at 1. Live music begins. Then also the Tulsa Tyrants Knights in fighting armor.
Okay.
People from Tulsa who pretend to be knights. Helicopter rides begin.
No.
Well, there's going to be tragedy there, I have a feeling.
Yep. Not doing it ever.
No, Kansas City Barbecue Cook-Off we have. That's pretty cool. Tethered balloon rides later on in the day. So earlier you can go up all the way you want in the balloon, and then
you can do all kinds of air travel. Yeah.
Then we're just going to tether it from then on here. Saturday, we have the Kansas City Barbecue Championship Cook-Off, which that sounds wonderful. I would love that. That sounds great. I love it. I'll judge a championship cook-off any day of the week. That's good shit. More helicopter rides. Little Miss and Mr. Balloon Fest pageant. Do we need this?
It's enough.
It's enough. It's a balloon. It's a balloon fest. We don't need to have.
We've done them. We know.
We know.
Yeah.
Live music again. Southwest Aerosports paragliding show.
Oh, boy.
Jesus, they are looking for tragedy here. Anything else you want to put in here?
All kinds of rudimentary air travel things.
Yeah,
stop doing this.
This is terrifying. What are you doing? What else are you going to have here? A demolition derby with like babies driving? It's just the most dangerous shit you can think of. Carnivals, all that shit. Then at dark, a quote, super huge fireworks finale.
Super huge.
Super huge is in all capital letters too. Super huge. It's huge. Then there's also some sort of champions thing here for hot air ballooning. I don't know what this is all about. It's very weird, but first place wins $400. So,
first place ballooner.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. This is for the Kansas City barbecue competition.
Oh, great!
$400 for first place, $350 for second, $300 for third, $250 for fourth, and $200 for fifth place.
You're gonna cook $500 worth of meat and be out money for winning.
That's right. You're going to spend so much on dragging your shit there and all the meat and everything else.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Barbecue Society Oklahoma State Championship Barbecue Competition. This is for the state title, everybody.
Wow.
Get your asses in there.
Yeah.
And it's a weekend of hot air balloons, delicious barbecue, and family fun. Okay. Crime rate in this town, what we're interested in, is almost 3 times the national average. Property crime is. What?
Three times?
Property crime is almost 3 times the national average. What the hell is going on in this town?
What is that?
And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is slightly above average too. So what is happening in this town?
It's dangerous.
There isn't even 9,000 people here. It's crazy. So
Oklahoma, calm down.
Calm it down, Oklahoma. That said, let's talk about some murder because this is a deep one here. So, okay, let's start out May 8th, 1984. All right, here we go. Priscilla Crane, okay, is a woman here. She's calling her father. Father's about 63 years old. Her father's name is Eddie. She's trying to call him. He missed his morning coffee. He was supposed to come over for morning coffee this day and didn't. So normally he's pretty dependable with that kind of stuff. He comes over, sees the grandkids.
Say 63?
Yeah, he's like 63. Comes over, sees the grandkids, has some
Young
coffee.
Old man. I like it.
Yeah, he's had quite the life we'll talk about here too. So his wife had died a few years earlier, so he's lonely too. So he likes to come out and do that sort of thing. As well, you'll find out that he's lonely. He's bored alone, and his daughter Priscilla didn't really like him living alone either. She was just worried about him. Thought he was lonely and sad. So she tries to call her dad here, and the phone rang and rang and rang and rang. She calls a second time. And the phone rang busy after ringing a few rings. So it rang a few rings, and then a busy signal came on, which I don't even know how that works.
I guess you pick it up and hang it up, and then you have it off the hook?
I'm not sure. If it was off the hook, then I don't know. Yeah, I guess you'd have to pick it up, hang it up, put it off the hook. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then that would end your phone call. If they picked it up and hung it up, you wouldn't hear.
You'd think so, but I don't know. Sometimes the phone lines get fucking goofy, right?
Oh, no, I don't know. I have no idea, and I haven't used a landline in
so long.
It's so long. I have no idea. So after these calls go unanswered, she said, "Hey, let me just go over there and see what he's up to."
Have a look. Yeah.
So she came in, and she comes up to the house. His car's not in the driveway.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but nothing looks amiss on the outside of the house. The door is locked. She unlocks the door and goes in, and she walks into the living room and just sees ceiling to floor blood. I mean, it is bloodbath, spatter everywhere. Looks like somebody exploded in there. She freaked out, sees her father on the floor as well, and calls 911. So the cops come, and they say, who do you know who could have done this to your dad? Who he has enemies? And she said, he doesn't have any enemies. He's a normal guy. Everybody likes my dad. I don't get it.
Man. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense at all. She said, I saw my dad lying in a pool of blood, and I don't know. The cops also find a blood-covered brick on the coffee table near his body.
A brick?
A brick, absolutely. Now, this is Eddie Oliver Cash is her dad. That's his name. Which is kind of a cool name, Eddie Cash.
It's not bad, yeah.
So, he's it's sad. I guess she said this is a Monday morning. She had last seen him alive on Sunday. He came for Sunday dinner and did all of that. He's fully clothed except for shoes. He has no shoes on. His 1976 Dodge van and his shoes were stolen.
Shoes?
That's shoes. Shoes and van stolen.
Okay.
So he has no known enemies. They talk to all the neighbors. The neighbors it's a quiet neighborhood. They're shocked that this guy who didn't do anything to anybody got obviously beaten with a brick to death in his house. That seems like a lot.
Is that what it is?
So 2 Broken Arrow police detectives, Detective Homer Miller, and of course, Detective Rick Ross. Got to have him in the mix.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. They said, quote, "We walked in the door and we found the body lying in front of the coffee table. There was a lot of blood on the red carpet. The victim had a vacuum cleaner cord wrapped around his neck, tied in a knot." Still attached to the vacuum, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So they didn't cut it off oh, man.
Yeah. Imagine fucking dragging a Dyson behind you while you try to strangle somebody. So they take the blood-spattered brick found on the coffee table as obvious evidence here. They said they found no evidence of forced entry into the house. They said that the death, was possibly killed. The best they could think is maybe he interrupted a burglary. That's all they can imagine here. So while they're investigating this whole thing, and we'll find out a little more here, Eddie Oliver Cash was born in 1921. He's lived in Broken Arrow. He's described as a gentle, kind-hearted rancher and humanitarian by his friends. He was drafted into World War II when he was 20.
Jesus.
Sent to the front lines. A World War II hospital card shows him wounded and sent home. So he's wounded in World War II.
Ooh, and then came home after that.
Yep. Which is
that's a Purple Heart guy, yeah.
Which is tough. You're wounded in battle. He meets a wife here named Ernie is her name, Ernie Foster, and they get married. They have 2 children together, including Priscilla here that we talked about. I guess his sisters died in 1972 and 1974. That made him real sad. And then in 1981, his wife died as well.
He has seen a lot of death in his life.
Yeah, he's pretty lonely. He lives alone in a single-story home. He's known for helping strangers and always offering rides to hitchhikers. He's lonely.
I like that first part. That second part, I'm not so keen on.
Nope, he's lonely and he likes the company.
Yeah.
And we find out that the day before, while en route to visit relatives, he picked up a hitchhiker in Broken Arrow.
Oh.
That we know. He said he was on his way from Broken Arrow to Owasso. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. On the afternoon of May 7th, he saw a man hitchhiking, and he pulled over to see if he needed a ride. And the man was dressed in jeans with a shirt and dirty blonde hair.
Sure.
And he dropped the man off in Owasso. That was the last time he saw him. So that doesn't seem like
the trip. No,
doesn't seem like there'd be a real connection there.
Yeah.
He continued along the way to visit a sick relative, and that was that. So that's all they know. He picked up a hitchhiker, but dropped him off. So because he had told his family, I picked a guy up and dropped him off all the way the hell over there. So the forensic pathologist said that Eddie had suffered at least 5 blows to the head with the brick, presumably with the brick, and was strangled with a vacuum cleaner cord as well. Now, that is not great. Now, that's May 7th. That same day, a family reports a woman missing. This is Margaret Ann Bell Liddick, Lydick. She's 37 years old. She's described as youthful looking for 37 and brunette and, quote, pixie-ish. I guess that means small, I suppose.
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, she lived with her family, had a nice suburban home. This particular day, she had stopped for drinks at Henry's Bar, which is a kind of a local bar in Poteau that all the locals hang out at. Everybody knows your name type of joint. It's near the Arkansas border. It's a local bar, basically. Nobody else would know it's there or stop there. Somebody saw her that night, described her as wearing tight slacks that, quote, looked like they'd been put on with a spray gun.
Nice.
Very tight, yeah. She met a stranger at the bar, a man, and struck up a conversation with him, because this is the type of bar where if there's a stranger, everybody notices him.
It's weird, yeah.
It's just, who's that guy? So
it's a weird guy.
Now, they start talking. The bar closes around midnight, which is earlier than it normally closes. I guess it was slow, and they decided to close. So Margaret offers this stranger she's been talking to a ride in her white Cadillac. I guess he's staying at a nearby motel, he told her. He's a truck driver that's, truck's on the fritz, so he's just waiting for it to get fixed. And so she has a white Cadillac, and they said, hey, she said, I'll give you a ride. And then she disappears because the next day her family reports her missing. She didn't return home that night. She didn't show up for work at all. The initial police response is not great to this.
No.
First of all, they don't even put it in the same category with Eddie Cash. That looks like a burglary thing that went wrong, and this is a younger woman. The victims aren't the same. Nothing makes any sense. So they said that there was vague rumors that she would just disappear for days and then suddenly show up with little explanation. But we don't know really where that came from, but that's the idea the cops got, so we don't know exactly how hard they were looking for her at first.
Is she unreliable, or does she just...
That seems
does she have shit to do and doesn't come around, or does she have nothing to do?
It seems like she would just disappear. But we don't even know if that's true or that's what one person said. Either way, they realize it's serious, and they mobilize the sheriff's department. They bring in bloodhounds and everything. I mean, dogs, and they do a huge ground search, news bulletins. I mean, they're looking for... She's a pretty woman. We're going to find her, or at least try. So, that's how that goes. There's no connection to Eddie Cash the day before, obviously. No reason to link the cases. Different towns, different victim profiles, and they originally thought Margaret took off on her own, so they definitely weren't looking at that. Then, May 14th, 1984, less than a week later, there's a woman named Jane K. Hilburn. She is 35 years old. She's a grocery store clerk and a mother. She is from Vinita, Oklahoma. I don't know if that's how you say it or not. Vinita. No Oklahoma town name seems to be pronounced the way it's spelled. So
they are not.
I don't know.
Not one of them.
Nope. It's probably Venetia or something. I don't know. So she lived with her kids in a home about 9 miles east of town. She was trying to sell her house on her own so she didn't have to pay a real estate agent the commission. So she had a for sale sign in her yard and everything like that. She has a couple of kids. I know at least 2 that she has, a 6-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old son named Doug. And that day, her 6-year-old came into the house to discover her dead body.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Found her mom's dead body, called the 911, cops came, found her there. Now, her car is gone as well. A 1987 black Camaro is also gone.
Not bad, yeah.
No, those were shit, those Camaros, man. Those 80s
87?
Camaros sucked. They were
those
terrible.
Are the flip-up headlights?
No, those aren't the flip-up headlights. No.
87?
No, 87 is the square headlights. My dad had an 87
Was
IROC.
it that late?
Yes, my dad had an 87 IROC. It's that
we're all
body style.
recessed under the hood?
Yeah. That's he had that one, but the Camaros of that era were like really weak and shitty. They weren't good cars at all.
They're putting fucking 6-cylinders in them.
Yeah, they were lousy as shit. So
yeah.
Then May 23rd, 1984. So this is all within 2 weeks here. Janet D. Jewell here, Jewell. She's 32 years old, divorced mother. She has 3 kids. She's from Beggs, Oklahoma. Beggs, Beggs, Oklahoma. Real energetic, friendly woman. And she was out job hunting in Tulsa. She's also going to get married. She's planning a wedding for August of 1984.
Sure.
And she's looking to get a job and put some extra money together. Her Dodge Dart ran out of gas in downtown Tulsa.
Oh, no.
That's miserable.
That's a bad car to run out of gas in.
Fuck yeah. Now, her car was found abandoned at the Town West Shopping Center in Tulsa.
Yeah.
And right away, they went to her boyfriend because they thought, but her boyfriend was watching the children at the time, so couldn't have been anything.
He couldn't have done,
nothing to do with him. He's just home with kids that aren't his, and now she's gone, so I don't know where they go. So that's May 23rd. Then, May 24th, 1984, the next day.
Yeah. Valerie
Shaw Hartzell, 25 years old. She is a very well-known local person. She's, like I said, 25. She's a radio reporter and newscaster for KRAV in Tulsa. So she's KRAV, very well-known locally, especially back then. You knew all the local reporters. This was pre-social media and a lot of people didn't even have cable in 1984 to get, you knew your local shit. So, she's known as a local celebrity and everybody likes her. She also has 3 kids, including a baby, and lives in Tulsa. She goes to the Town West Shopping Center, the same one that the last woman disappeared from in Tulsa. She was going to get diapers for her 22-month-old and disappeared into thin air.
Oh, boy.
Not great. Now, the white Cadillac, remember the one had a white Cadillac from the bar, offered a ride to the trucker to the motel. That's found later on. The vehicle is traced to Margaret Liddick, but there's not a lot of evidence inside of it as far as there's no like dead body or anything like that here. So they don't know who they're looking for at this point. It's they find some evidence, but nothing that really. This is in Missouri as well. They find it, so it's not even Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Back then, agencies did not really talk to each other that much. If you watch anything about any serial killer, most of the reason they got away with it so much back then was because the agencies didn't communicate. They didn't communicate. Like we did a long crime and sports on Randall Woodfield, the I-5 killer, and that's how they caught him, was cooperating between departments. Same thing with Ted Bundy. They started putting it together through.
Yeah, and then when he escaped, then they started really going, well, we got to talk to some people because this is a bad man. We can't just have him out there.
Before that, everybody was like, no, we're getting the bust. It's ours. Like, okay.
Competition.
Next up, the thing that they find here, the piece of evidence that's going to help them is that the Valerie Hartzell, Shaw Hartzell, the newscaster there, she in her truck had a club on it. Remember the club?
On the handle, on the steering wheel. Yeah.
If you're real young, you might not know, but it's this thing that people put across their steering wheels, an anti-theft device, and it's very simple, very popular in the 80s, extremely popular.
Also, very easy to get around if you have a hacksaw. But
and
you don't give a fuck about this car.
if you're not carrying around a hacksaw, that might be difficult. So it's an extra step.
Yes.
The point was not to stop people, but to make them go, not that one, pain in the ass.
It's a nightmare. Yeah.
I'll go to the next one. Yeah. I don't feel like hacksawing this thing off the steering wheel. So that's the thing. The club was in the car, and someone went and pawned the club.
Hers?
From her car. Yes.
How'd they know it was hers? Does it have a serial number?
Well, that's the funny thing here, which is interesting. They were made they're solidly built, and they have serial numbers on them, all these clubs.
They do have a serial number.
Each was registered at the time of purchase as well, usually, if you registered it. So,
wow.
Valerie had sent in that little card that comes with it to register it.
My God, so diligent.
So diligent. So
How many times have you gotten one of those and we're like, fuck this, and thrown in the trash?
I've never filled out one of those.
Never.
Even for something big like an appliance. I'm like, well, I don't know. If it dies, it dies. I don't know what to tell you.
What am I going to do?
If it dies, it dies.
I'm going to come calling for help?
Yeah, what do I need? What am I going to do with this thing? So, but she did this, filled out the little card, and Valerie's truck was new that year. And, got it for the family. She's got multiple kids. And whoever stole this car, and her, presumably, took the club to a pawn shop. And it was a pawn shop that this person visited often as well. So the owner knew who he was. Yeah. And the person who worked there could identify the person easily who brought in the club. Yeah. And the person who brought the club in used their real name and photo ID as well.
Oh, my God.
So that's all written down. So the police get a call from the pawn shop owner and gives them and says, hey, this guy came in. This is coming back stolen because anything that's registered, they have to check it out. It's coming back stolen. And they said, well, do you know who brought it in? And he said, I absolutely do. It's a guy named Gary Walker. I know him real well.
Very familiar with him. Yeah.
Know him well. He comes in all the time here.
Yeah.
Around the same time, there was an officer in Rogers County talking with a detective from Tulsa, trying to talk to each other, and they find some connections as well. They also find fingerprints in the white Cadillac as well.
Okay.
And we'll find fingerprints in other places here. So they know, and this all comes back to this Gary Walker.
Gary's got the fingerprints too?
He's got Gary Walker's fingerprints. Gary Walker selling the club at the pawn shop.
Pawn shop, yep.
Yeah, Gary Walker is at least a guy we got to talk to here.
For sure.
I mean, he might have just bought some stolen shit off of somebody. We don't know, but he might know where that came from. So this is May 25th, and this is when they're starting to realize this isn't just one or two cases. They're connecting them to all these other cases. They're like, all this shit is happening all with the same kind of MO. Yeah. And so this is crazy. And people are really looking for Valerie because she is known. She's like a celebrity in the area. So they're looking for her hardcore. Her family's driving around looking for her, search parties. Days pass and she doesn't come back. And she's very dependable, has a job to do, and has three kids. Sure. So she's not going anywhere. So as this all happens, they're starting to worry that they're not going to find Valerie alive here.
Oh, no.
So much so that the FBI joins the case on May 31st.
Oh.
After they connect everything together. Yeah. It's still very difficult and they can't find anybody, but they want to find Gary Walker here. Yeah. Walker here is another thing he did. His fingerprints are all over the Dodge Dart they find in the parking lot.
And the Dart.
The Dodge Dart they find in that same parking lot that the Town West Shopping Center where Valerie was abducted from.
Yeah.
So, they find that his fingerprints all over the Dodge Dart. So now they're looking for him hardcore. I mean, they have the plates come back to another missing woman.
Yeah.
This Gary Walker's clearly involved in this. Now, they get a phone call from a teller at a local Tulsa bank. This is the bank that Valerie Shaw Hartzell banks at all the time.
Okay.
And she described Valerie coming and cashing checks for $500 with two men in the car.
Yeah.
Two men. She said Valerie was in the passenger seat, had to reach over the driver to give the check.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who the hell is Gary Walker?
Who the hell, Gare?
All right. Gary Allen Walker. And it's ALAN. That's important because that's not his birth name.
No.
He's born September 25th, 1953 as Gary Allen, ALLEN, Edwards. That's his original name, Gary Allen Edwards. He thought, lose a letter on the Allen, make it a little easier, and change it to Walker. So interesting here. Now, here is his mom and dad, little about his family here. His mom and dad are John Henry Edwards and Betty Lambert. Now, the problem is he's going to be given the name Walker by one of his string of stepfathers that comes along.
Nice.
It's going to kind of adopt him officially. Now, Gary's mother was known as very young and from the Arkansas backwoods. So some 16-year-old shoeless backwoods girl got married and just to get the hell out of her. Yeah, escaping from God knows what situation at home or whatever. So now John Henry Edwards, dad here, was a pilot. He flew like small Cessna planes and shit like that. Yeah. Which is interesting. Not at first, but later on he'll become that. They met sometime. His parents met sometime about early 1950. Betty was a little skinny kid from the backwoods. She was 16 years old, and John was 21. Yeah. And he's tall and handsome and all that. They get married on November 9th, 1950. John Henry worked as a railroad switchman, which is a tough job.
Yep. You got to move those things to the next track.
That's tough. They had a son before they had Gary. And it was hard work in the 50s being a switchman here. Tulsa's a railway hub with several of the cross-country lines connecting in Tulsa, so there's a lot of jobs anyway. So in Tulsa, there's a Spartan Aviation School, and they train pilots, obviously, and John trained to be a pilot and had his license by the time Gary was born, born as Gary Allen Edwards. The marriage, though, is a problem. His parents' marriage is no good. Yeah. Betty is an alcoholic. And also, as we'll find out, likes to find the company of plenty of other men as well. So it's not good here. So John ended up leaving. The father ended up leaving her. So my wife's a mess. She's an alcoholic. She doesn't take care of the kids. I'm going to leave all the kids here with her.
I'm out of here.
That's good parenting, John. Great job.
This. I just
Great
can't
job.
watch.
Like, I don't want to see it. I'll know what's happening, but I'm going to wash my hands of it. So anyway, his mom is a bit friendly, we'll say here. Now, Gary was born September 25th, 1953. Okay, that's great. We know that much now. The problem is, apparently, she married an Otis Walker, who was a farmer from White County, on April 27th, 1954, and didn't divorce her husband until a month after that. So she was a bigamist.
Bigamist for a
month, about a month here, which is very interesting here. So that's Gary ends up adopting the name Walker after his stepfather, but it was never officially adopted by Otis. They just started calling him that, and that was his name after that. So
all right.
Now, really, really weird. Now, they said that they didn't know. There's some question whether Gary is John Henry's kid or not. Or if it's this Otis guy's kid. We're not sure. Like, they think Betty might have changed the name to Walker because he's actually Otis's kid.
All right.
Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. Otis is a terrible father or stepfather. He is an abusive lunatic.
Yeah.
Absolutely abusive. Now, they're going to have a bunch of kids together, Otis and Betty. Otis would beat him within an inch of his life, Gary. Threatening him with rifles and shotguns as well.
Why not?
Yeah, might as well put a gun on a 10-year-old. Gary apparently drew the most anger from his stepfather. He's the guy who's going to really bring it out of him here. They said that basically there was often times when Betty and one of Gary's sisters and whoever else was there had to like throw themselves on top of him to stop Otis from killing a boy.
For heaven's sake.
This is when he's like 9, too. This isn't like a 16-year-old going, fight back, or any of that bullshit, some crazy lunatic shit. This is a child, basically. Right. He was beaten regularly. Gary said, quote, "I couldn't figure out why my daddy hated me. I got a lot of whippings.
Yeah.
He whipped me so long I couldn't scream no more and I couldn't get up."
Eesh.
That's pretty crazy. This dates back to when he's, 5, 6, 7 years old. Yeah. He was made to collect trash in a suburb of Tulsa as well to help his dad with his job, apparently. Yeah. He said he was beaten with a wash tub. I don't know how you beat someone with a wash tub. You got to pick that thing up.
It's a basin, I suppose, and you just.
What is it like? It's like a WWE move, though. It's going to make a bong when you hit him with it. It's going to be a good noise.
They make them out of several different things.
Yeah, and people scream ECW over and over. It's great. He was whipped with a garden hose, beat with pieces of wood, nearly drowned to death in a trash can full of water.
God, Jesus.
And, of course, threatened with rifles and shotguns.
Yeah.
Also, he said that he got a small radio for Christmas when he was 10.
Nice.
And he was so excited. It was all he wanted was some connection to the outside world. You know what I mean? Where you could lose yourself in it.
You could just disappear and listen to whatever. Yeah.
That was the internet for a kid back then. You know what I mean? I mean, there was stations you could tune in. Maybe I can get this one from that town. Oh, there's a baseball game on, and whatever it was. So his stepfather was so mad at him that he got something he liked that he broke it just because he liked it.
Ah, damn it.
Made sure to break it. Oh, you happy? Yeah. How you feel now?
You love that? I'll destroy it.
Now, if that's not weird enough, his mother, Betty, is fucked up. Not only would his mother bring men over and have sex with them in front of him, she also had sex with him.
What?
With Gary.
And
Gary's friends as well. When he's 12, we're talking about. She'd like say, hey, all the 13-year-olds in the house. Yeah, run a train on me, which is...
Wow.
What happened to Betty when she was a kid? You know what I mean? My God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's awful. So, not a good upbringing for Gary.
No, this is terrible.
Little education, a lot of sexual and physical abuse. He was actually left at one point 2 different injuries from his physical abuse. He had a crushed chest, like he had broken sternum or something, and a crushed testicle at one point.
Oof.
When his stepfather beat his testicles. So
yikes.
This makes a monster, is what you just, that's a recipe. Yeah. If you wanted to make monster soup, this is what you would put in the pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mix it. Mom fucked his friends too, and him. Yeah,
that's
mix that
crazy.
in. Sprinkle that in like a bay leaf and stir it around. Now, school he did not do well in, as you can imagine. Yeah. He was diagnosed with a personality disorder at 13, with antisocial personality disorder, and having poor impulse control as well. Mm-hmm. He apparently ends up at the Children's Medical Hospital, we'll talk about here. At age 14, Gary, by the way, must think like, hey, maybe my real dad will come get me one of these days.
Yeah.
Because that's a fantasy kids have. You know what I mean? Maybe my real dad will come. He'll save me.
Yeah.
Even though he left and doesn't care about me, he'll save me.
Yeah.
Then when he's 14, John Edwards dies in a plane crash in Washington State. The pilot, his dad.
What? Yeah.
So now dad is dead. So now it's just Otis and Betty. Those are his only parents. No one, his brother, nobody attended the funeral or anything. Never even got to go to his dad's funeral. Not great. So the plane was a light plane that John Henry was flying from Wichita, Kansas to Seattle, and he veered off course and crashed on Denny Peak, 50 miles southeast of Seattle in the Cascades. Now, Gary was doing so poorly in school, the school recommended an evaluation at the Children's Medical Center in Tulsa. Mm-hmm. That's when the schools, they would say, you should go there. You should get him off of our hands, basically. Get him off of our plate, if you could.
We would rather not deal with him.
He can go. So his parents were like, yeah, sure. Why not? Get him the fuck out of our life, too. Sounds great. So he spends time there, getting treatment and stuff like that as well. And he said this is the happiest time of his life when he was in there.
Well,
no one was beating him or molesting him.
Yeah, and stability.
Yeah. He said they were actually nice to him in there. They actually he was like recovering, so they were actually treated him like it was a hospital, not some maniacs doing crazy shit to him. And his mother and stepfather are severe alcoholics as well, and everything else. He stayed for a 3-month evaluation, and it was recommended that recommended to the parents that he should not live in their home anymore.
Okay.
He came here all fucked up, and he's much better after 3 months. Nice. You guys are the problem, apparently. Yeah. His parents were like, oh, no. He's our kid, and he's coming home with us.
Right.
So the state just said, okay, that's fine, and they sent him home. So this is insane here. Now, between the times he was in school, and which is always acting out, always getting in trouble in school, and everything else, he would just skip school. He'd leave school. When he went to school, he didn't attend all the time, and when he did attend, he'd show up with bruises on top of bruises. And back then in Oklahoma, though, that just meant your daddy disciplined you right, literally.
And it's not necessarily even just Oklahoma, I'm sure. I'm sure that's in a lot of places.
No. That's just the time. That's the time. It's New York, fucking Oregon, you name the place. It's just how people were back then a lot of times. I just used Oklahoma for the accent because that's where we are. So he starts attempting to run away from home, as kids do. And they find out through studies that kids that run away and try to stay away, not kids that leave for a day and come back. They're sometimes trying to prove a point, you know what I mean, or whatever, assert themselves. The kids that run away and actually keep going and try to stay away, 99.9% of the time, those kids have been abused horribly. That's why they do that. Yeah. There's no other reason a kid leaves home unless it's so bad here, I have to get out of here.
As soon as you spend one night on the street, if you're not abused, you're like, it's not so bad. I'll go back.
I'll go back. Yeah, exactly. I'm hungry. Let's go. We have Hot Pockets in the freezer. I'm going home. So the first 2 times he was brought back home and beaten just fucking unmercifully for the attempts here. Later, he tried again and lived with a cousin, but they would just live in they'd find vacant places and live in them. And they didn't have anywhere to go or anything like that. So it was bad. Now, also, when you're out of the house as a kid and living in vacant places, you're committing crimes to stay alive.
For sure, yeah.
It's not like he went and got a real nice paying middle management job and settled down. He's fucking 14. So Gary stole a car here and was ended up in juvenile detention. Yeah. So that's what happened there. He was sent to the Eastern State Hospital at that time because of his age and his recent stay at the Children's Hospital. They knew he was fucked. It was in the records that he was all fucked up. This was a state mental facility that required a judge or a prison warden could say that he should go there, and they would send him there, basically. So at age 17, he ran away from this home twice, this place. And the second time successfully, and went and joined the Army.
How?
He was 17. They let him do it. I don't know.
You can just do that when you're 17?
I guess. He went and joined the Army. This was also during fucking Vietnam and shit, so they'd probably take whoever would sign up.
Whatever, take some bodies,
Yeah, we'll fudge your date a little bit. We need the bodies. So he joined the service at 17, but he received a general discharge because of mental problems almost as soon as he was in there. Mm-hmm. Doesn't do well in a structured environment like that at all. Now, by age 19, he's been hospitalized at the Eastern State Mental Hospital 8 times by 19. 8 times. Diagnosed with severe schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and treated with antipsychotic drugs like lithium. And he is subjected to tons of electroconvulsive therapy as well. Wow. Tons of this shit. It's crazy. He received more than 20 electroconvulsive shock treatments during the time he was in there.
Yeesh.
That's a lot. That is a lot. But yeah, he's diagnosed schizophrenic and all this type of shit. He's got a lot of problems. Yeah. Now, these electroconvulsive treatments during the 70s and 80s were not something they did willy-nilly. Think someone comes in a little bit weird, they go shock him up. It wasn't even like that. It was for extreme cases. That's how bad Gary was. He was not in good shape. So it wasn't as used as often as it seems like it was. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting here. Now, his criminal history, 1970, he's caught driving without a license.
Yeah.
That's fine. 71, he's a bunch of petty crimes. He and his cousin got together and robbed 2 houses in Creek County. They were caught. The stolen items they had were clothing, food, a TV, and a shotgun.
I mean, the last part.
Yeah. 2 things to sell, 2 things to have is what that is. So, I mean, they were both charged with second-degree burglary and received a 2-year deferred sentence. Gary was only 18 at that time. Okay. February of 1973, he and an accomplice named Marion Holland were both arraigned for knowingly concealing stolen property there. The stolen property was a saddle and bridles from Charles Ray Gann, who was a horse guy apparently, which is those are pretty traceable, aren't they?
Generally, yeah.
Real specific things, right?
They look. I mean, you can just buy a regular ass boring one, but most cowboys like a real nice one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They probably have their
elaborate,
own. Yeah, they might have their initials burned into the side of it or something. That's what I mean. Some shit like that. So that seems like a dumb thing.
Paisleys that are very specific.
Yeah, seems like a dumb thing to steal. It's very personal. Yeah. October 1973, he is out on bail for the original charges of the saddle when he wanted to go somewhere but didn't have any gas.
Okay.
He also doesn't have a car. So gas money and car. So he ends up at the parking lot of Pretty Water School. It's a public school in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. It was having its monthly PTA meeting. So all the parents were there. All the cars were in the parking lot. So he got to choose what he wanted to. And they're all gassed up. These are suburban people. If you go to PTA meetings, you're probably pretty responsible and have gas in your car. You fill out warranty cards. You send it back the club card. Yeah.
The tags on this vehicle are up to date.
Everything's up to date. So he stole a car, which was recovered in Providence, Kentucky, and he was arrested and brought to face the charges. So now he obviously stole a car. He went across state lines with it and everything else, but he still only served 3 months in jail due to the Tulsa Work Release Center. So they put him in that instead. They still think he has a chance, but in 1974, he just walked away from the work release center. He wanted to go get drunk, and so he walked away. So February of 1975 is when he's finally captured. That was October 74. So he's gone for months. They sent him back to prison now, saying you're going to serve the rest of your sentence. And he said the only reason he didn't return to the center was because he'd been drinking. He didn't want to get in trouble for drinking. So I figured I'd just stay away for 4 months. That makes sense. He said that he said a lot of the guys, while they were out, they'd have a couple of drinks or whatever, but he took it to an extreme and was afraid to go back here. Reporting back to the center intoxicated were reasons to get thrown in prison. Like you could get put away for that. So this also meant that parole was revoked for whoever did that, and they would be sent back to finish out in jail. So at this point, he's got theft, burglary, narcotics abuse, carrying concealed weapons, prison escapes because he tried to escape from the work release program, in trouble for assaulting inmates as well in there. He's got a lot of problems. He spends a lot of the next few years, 76 through the early 80s, in prisons and psychiatric facilities, including the Federal Medical Facility in Springfield, Missouri, where he was deemed a paranoid schizophrenic as well, again, in addition to being deemed that at an earlier age. He's sent to another place for a second-degree burglary. He's sent to the Oklahoma State Penitentiary at McAllister, which is known as Big Mac.
Nice place.
That prison. Oh, yeah. It's known as one of the worst prisons in Oklahoma, which is saying something. Oklahoma and like Louisiana are known for having particularly bad prisons, and this is one of the worst ones there. It's not great. Now, he... while heading there, he was in the Pittsburgh County Jail first, and McAllister, Oklahoma, is the county seat for Pittsburgh County, Oklahoma. Now, Walker was waiting for a bed to be free at the Big Mac facility because it's already overcrowded. They had a big riot there in 73. It was a fucking mess. Jesus. So 1976, August 2nd, he's at the county jail. Which is a piece of shit, apparently. So this time, he and a few others were invited to a, quote, private party in a cell down the hall from his. In that cell is a female mental patient who escaped confinement at the asylum and had been picked up and brought to the Pittsburgh County Jail. Instead of being held at the Eastern State Hospital or someplace for mental patients, they just put her in jail. And apparently one of the guards brought her in here so they could all run a train on her.
Jesus.
Some poor mental patient. This is disturbing. So they fucking raped her. Four inmates and the jailer all raped her, and the prison guard. So a month later, Gary Walker confessed this to a part-time guard and photographer by the name of Larry Ingham. He told him about this. So he gave the statement, and And a lot of the people said that they wanted the jailer first because he's obviously trusted. So if he did this, that's the first guy they want in trouble. So they want all the prisoners to tell on him, essentially. And that's what they do. He tells on everybody, Gary does. Yeah. And Larry Ingham, the guy who he told, was charged with communicating with a convict without authorization. Rather than pat him on the back for doing that, they charged him with a crime for extracting this information. The jailer's name was Danny Scott, and apparently he's the guy who invited these guys into the cell and brought this girl in there and put together a little party in his mind. He was suspended the moment the investigation began, and 4 inmates were also involved here, like we said, Gary Walker, David Kemp, John Warren, and Roy Brown. And they were all charged and held over for bail. But the problem is the girl, the woman who they attacked, was sent back to Terrell, Texas, where she was from. And then apparently she was interviewed and never was found again. Then she disappeared. They couldn't find her again.
Oh, boy.
So they had to dismiss all the charges against everybody because they have no witnesses or anything like that. Yeah. They don't have her as a witness. So that's not great. They had to dismiss everything. Danny Scott was reinstated as a guard. As
really?
Yes.
Got his job back.
Got his fucking job back.
Wow.
That's balls right there. Imagine asking for it back after that.
How do you justify that?
Oh, man. Well, they made some new rules, and they said that ought to cover it. That ought to do it. Gary Walker had the charges dropped against him. Yeah. And but he confessed to a detailed gang rape in writing. So that goes in your permanent file, I think, at that point. Oof. So, but there was no other evidence except his confession. So they said, given his status as already being in jail and considered a paranoid schizophrenic who's in and out of mental hospitals, he can't be the only witness against anybody. No. So that's fine. Wow, that's fucking terrible. So he serves sentenced to 3 years in prison in 1977 for second-degree burglary, released in 1979. He entered the federal prison system in 1979 when a U.S. district judge revoked his parole on the 1977 charge of feloniously receiving a firearm.
Okay.
He's got a lot going on.
This shit. Is a lot.
So he was sent to a federal facility in Texas before being transferred to the federal medical facility in Springfield, Missouri in 1982. So they think he's too much to handle in a Texas federal jail.
Yeah.
So they send him to the mental institution in Springfield, Missouri. During his time in Springfield, he made several unsuccessful attempts to escape as well, obviously. So February 1984. Seems like a good parole risk, right?
He is dangerous.
Dangerous man. But he's not really in there for anything that you can hold him forever on is the problem. So he's paroled in February 1984. He's released. He stayed with his sister. She said that while he was there, he was a perfect gentleman.
Oh.
He was great. She thought he was all fixed up now.
Sure.
Then, so that's who they're looking for, is Gary Allen Walker.
He's doing great.
You look that up, you go, okay, at least with all he did, this all tracks anyway. That's the guy who would do this probably. Yeah. But he's never done anything really violent before. That's the thing. He doesn't really have a history of violence. It's mainly thefts and things like that, except for the gang rape, which isn't really officially on his record even. Right. So who knows? Now, they finally catch up with him on June 2nd, 1984 in Tulsa.
Nice.
He's arrested at a Tulsa mobile home park after a week-long manhunt.
Fantastic.
Lovely, right? Yeah. He's arrested at the home of Marshall George Cummings, Jr. Mm-hmm. Remember that name because he'll come up again later. Yes. This is at the 8900 block of East Admiral Boulevard. Apparently, they had met earlier that night at Dorothy's Tavern and struck up a real friendship there.
Yeah.
So police went to the trailer after Cummings' brother told officers he saw this wanted guy at the bar. So apparently they went straight from the bar back to Cummings' home, and when they busted in there, they were just hanging out, drinking beer and eating pizza.
Okay.
Hanging out. So they questioned... Any pepperoni?
Yeah.
They questioned Cummings at the mobile home, but they had no reason to arrest him because they didn't think he was with him this whole time or anything like that. He said, I just met this fucking guy.
All right.
Partying with a dude I met. So they bring old Gary Walker in and sit him down. Okay, now, what do you think he's going to say? He's had plenty of time in the system.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
What's he going to say?
He fucking knows better than to say anything.
Deal with this. Yeah.
So the detective here, they sit him down and, okay. He says, I'll tell you everything.
Everything.
I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you everything. As a matter of fact.
He's not going to tell him anything.
Every goddamn thing that happened, I'll tell you. He says, I know right from wrong, but I don't know why I killed all these people. Let me tell you what happened.
Oh.
Okay. Eddie Oliver Cash, May 6, 1984. He's the hitchhiker Eddie picked up.
Really?
It was Gary Walker.
Okay.
He gave him a ride, and over the course of the ride, found out his name, found out what town he lives in, found out he lives alone, found out all that shit. So when he's dropped off, he looks him up in the phone book, finds his address, and goes to his house to rob it.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
Exactly what he did. So he showed up to burglarize it. Eddie continued along the way to see a sick relative, and Gary Walker called directory assistance to see where he lived.
Wow.
They had apparently Walker made mental notes as he listened to him, and he's a fucking scam artist. I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah.
So he figured out where he lived, and he went to his house to rob him. Now, Eddie, as he's coming up to his house, didn't see that Walker was on his porch ready to break into his house.
Didn't even see him.
No. So apparently Eddie didn't see Walker duck around the corner of the house and wait for Eddie to go into the house. After he saw Eddie go into the house, and then he said, shit, what if he saw me?
Yeah.
He's going to fucking call the cops if he saw me creeping around out here.
Yeah.
So he knocked on the door, and Eddie opened the door, and he forced his way inside. He beat Eddie with a brick, then tied a cord from the vacuum cleaner around his neck and strangled him with it.
Yeah.
He left the fucking bloody brick there.
That's
right on the table, as we'll find out here. He said that he just wanted to burglarize the house. That's all he was interested in. Didn't want to kill the guy.
Didn't want to hurt anybody.
He said as he fled, he grabbed a brick and then returned to the house to beat him more. He said, I came back and was like, I don't know if he's dead, because what if he didn't kill him? And then he'd get up and call the cops. So he said he went in and hit him some more with the brick, just to make sure. He said, that man picked me up. He said, I was hitchhiking, and he told me his name, and I later got to thinking I should just go burglarize his house. Said he came up while I was there. I beat him to death with a brick. That's what he said. He said that, the brick was the thing. Like, when he left and he was like, oh, shit, he's here. Then he came back and said, if I go in there, I better have something. Let me get this brick. And that's what happened. So he takes Eddie's van and his shoes for some reason.
Yeah.
And he goes on a 6-hour trip back to Poteau here.
Yeah.
And, he did all of that. And I don't know why he would steal his shoes.
I don't know.
Same size, maybe we can't sell them. So he drove until late into the evening, and then he came upon a salvage yard just outside Summerfield, Oklahoma. He sold Eddie's van and also sold anything else he stole out of there.
Okay.
So now he's got a bunch of cash. So he moves on, and this is May 7th, 84 now. He left Eddie behind. That's when he found Margaret Ann Bell Liddick, the 37-year-old.
And now he's just going to go around the country. What are you going to do?
Kill as many people as you can. That's what I mean. I don't know what the ultimate plan here is. That's the thing. What's the
just going to get
escape
away with
plan?
it forever until you get that coveted day job that you're looking for?
Eventually, they'll hire me. Is that what it is?
Jesus.
I have some applications in, but until they get back to me, I'm going to murder a bunch of people and steal some shit. So this was Gary had just arrived in Poteau. He had just dumped off the van and did all of that. So he hitchhiked to Poteau and checked into what he called a, quote, roach trap motel.
Roach trap.
Trap.
The whole hotel traps people.
Yeah, not a roach motel, a roach trap motel. He said he freshened himself up and went out looking for something to do.
Okay.
Looking to party. That's when, and he had a bunch of cash, and, why not? So he wanted to do something. He finds Henry's bar, and the motel is within walking distance.
Yeah.
So he goes to go for a drink and finds Margaret with her sprayed-on pants.
Yeah.
So, and she's pretty. She's got a nice smile, nice eyes, all this type of shit. So they have a drink. He buys her a drink, and they chit-chat and all that. Apparently, Margaret had also worked for a radio station. This is the weird part.
Really?
She worked for a smaller radio station, KLCO, in downtown Poteau. She used the name Sabrina on the air. So she was like a DJ. So that's very strange that out of all the fucking people he found, he wasn't targeting people in radio, but he ended up with 2 people in radio. It was a family-owned station. Margaret and her brother were both brought up in the family business. Her dad started the station, which is interesting here. She's known very well. This is a small station, though, obviously. This is not a big station here. Now, Margaret told her daughter she was going to stop by for a drink at this place and then she'd be home. Yeah. That's the Henry's Bar, which is a little, everybody knows your name type of joint. He saw her. He was seated at the bar, and they chit-chatted for a while. He told her his name. He said his name was Gary. He's got a room up at the motel. He said he's a truck driver. His rig is down. And she said, oh, well, whatever, and blah, 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 blah. But she said, I'll give you a ride up the road. That's fine. Yeah. I don't want to make you walk it. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So they climbed into her white Cadillac, and once she was seated and they were both inside the car, he pulled a knife out.
Ah, Jesus.
And he said, I'm going to kill you if you fight me. Okay. So you drive. So she drove off. Walker forced Margaret to drive him across the Arkansas line all the way to Tennessee and then Kentucky.
Really?
All the way. That's a long ride.
Sure enough.
That's a day trip. He used her credit cards for gas and food along the way. Yeah. Every time they stopped, he would rape and sodomize her.
Ah, Christ.
Every stop they made. So, yeah, that is, if he had to pee, it meant he was going to fucking rape her. Yeah. Walker let her ride in the front seat sometimes, but then would tell her no and throw her in the back seat, and then he would throw her in the trunk sometimes too. Yeah. Depending on his feeling, it was either front seat or trunk. Yeah. And he would just turn the radio up to ignore her, he said. That was that. Now, inside the Cadillac, this is a long-bladed knife, obviously. Jesus Christ. All over the place, though. All basically rural stops on the highway. Raped her at the first stop, kept driving, raped her at the second stop, made her keep driving, and then he took over and did all of that. So he went from Oklahoma to Arkansas, from Arkansas to Tennessee, Tennessee to Kentucky. Knife always out, always threatening, forced to drive to her own horrors here. Yeah. He said, quote, this is his quote, raped and sodomized her more times when we stopped for gas. Multiple stops specifically for assaulting her, just specifically to rape her. And then this goes on for days, obviously. It's a long trip. He finally strangled her to death.
Where?
In the car. Yeah. He kept her body in the Cadillac and continued to drive around with her corpse in his car, in her car, in a stolen car. Ooh. He spent nearly a week with her in the car.
Really?
Just decomposing. The stench was nauseating, but he didn't mind. He said it was fine. Wow. Now in Branson, Missouri, on the way back, the Cadillac breaks down.
Oh?
He said it breathed its last breath. That's what he said. Yeah. It hissed and coughed and stopped dead. It was on the side of a remote road, so he abandoned it. Mm-hmm. Now the body's still in the car.
Left the body in the car?
Left the body in the trunk. Later came back and moved it before police found the vehicle and took the body somewhere else.
Wow.
He said he went to Princeton, Kentucky, and hid it in a haystack near an abandoned barn.
Jesus.
Okay, so he hitchhikes back to Oklahoma. Some fucking buddy drove him there and lived to tell about it.
Good Lord.
Guess he had it all out of his
system.
system.
The only person so far.
Yeah. He strangled this poor woman, though, the one that he had taken around and raped constantly, and hit her in the haystack, which is wild. May 14th, 1984 was Jane K. Hilburn. This is the woman with the for sale sign in her front yard who was looking for a job in Tulsa. That's wow. She's a grocery store clerk, and she drives the 87 Camaro. Yeah. She was trying to sell her house on her own. So she was trying to do all this. She's showing the house. She's working. She's doing all this type of shit. Yeah. Now, he said he wanted to look to buy a house. He ran into her and said, "Oh, you have a house for sale. I'd like to see it."
Yeah.
Okay. So she ends up leading him through the front door of her home, and he looked around. "Oh, yeah, look at this. Oh, there's a nice-sized bathroom," and all that kind of thing. Did all the small talk. She was telling him all about the house and all that kind of thing. She said that the neighborhood in the background, there's that, nice neighborhood and all this type of shit. She showed him each room. He walked behind her. And what he's really doing is checking to see if there was anybody else in the house. Right. That's what he was doing. Once he found out no one else was in the house, in the hallway between bedrooms, he just attacked her from behind.
Jesus.
Knocked her down to the floor. She fought. But not very well. He reached for the nearest cord, cut it from a lamp, and choked her to death with it, strangled her with the cord. He then just stepped over the body. He robbed her, took all that he wanted to, and then grabbed her Camaro and left. Wow. He said it was a pity she didn't have much in her wallet.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
At least she didn't leave the tank empty on the car. So that's what she said. That's what he said. He said that, wow, that's crazy. Now, he pulled away from the house and drove away. That was that. When school let out that day, the 6-year-old daughter came home and found her mother's body. Yeah. That is fucking horrific. Wow. So, he keeps on the move. May 15th, 1984.
Yeah.
Okay. An 18-year-old girl is leaving her home to swim. Walker pulls up in the stolen Camaro and offers a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. He introduces himself as Gary Edwards, which it was his real name. Yeah. They talk about her possibly having a modeling career. I don't know if he says he took pictures or something like that. That was a big come on back in the day. So he takes her for a ride in the Camaro. He tries to rape her at one point, and she escaped.
Really?
She got out of it. And he said later, "I picked up a girl and I was going to kill her, but I didn't. She got out of the car and ran." He was planning on raping and killing her, but she got away.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So once she started running, he goes, then it's a spectacle if you go chase after her. It's too much. You're going to fucking chase people around. That's a little immature, don't you think?
Not on the fucking road.
May 20th, 1984. Okay. He picks up a young man and a young lady hitchhiking in Hominy.
Yeah.
He dropped the boy off and took the girl on. He rapes her at an Osage County oil lease location. Yep. By the way, he's still driving the black Camaro.
What the hell?
Yeah. He decided to dump the car at the site of the oil lease. The tag on the Camaro had already been switched earlier. He stole it from a vehicle parked near US 75 and State Highway 16, which is very interesting here. Now, this is the cop that interviewed him, said, quote, "He told me how he had brought her through Bristow to State Highway 16. They stopped at a little Get and Go, G-I-T, Get and Go.
Yeah, it's a gas station, right?
Oh, yeah, and got some groceries.
Yeah.
Then he took her over by Slick and was on an oil lease. We tracked it all the way, just like he said. We found the boy who was an oil pumper, and he said he had to honk at them to get him out, to get them out of the road. Meaning him and the girl were walking down the road. He honked at them. They were walking to check wells. He said they were both in the car asleep. This is what Gary told him, that she was asleep and he got on top of her, and that's how this whole thing started.
Started it while she was asleep? Terrible.
While she was asleep.
Yeah.
May 23rd, 1984, is Janet D. Jewell, the 32-year-old. She's the one whose Dodge Dart ran out of gas in downtown Tulsa. It's mid-morning. She's a pretty smart lady out job hunting.
Sure.
She ran out of gas at Peoria Avenue between 3rd and 4th Streets in Tulsa. She ended up walking to go get gas and was on her way back with the gas tank when here comes Gary.
Oh, boy.
Okay. She's alone.
Yeah.
And she looks like she's in distress. She's having car problems. So, why not? Why not attack, as this asshole would see it here? He sees her carrying a gas can. She's wearing looking for a job outfit, too. She's dressed real nice. And he approached her, and he's an average-looking guy, and he was dressed like a normal guy. He doesn't look like a monster. That's the thing. If he looked like a monster, he wouldn't be able to do any of this shit. The fact that he looks pretty normal helps him blend in. He's got the Bundy thing going on there. So he appeared very non-threatening. He offered to help her get the car started. He told her that you're going to need to prime the carburetor for this.
Yeah.
It's a 66 Dodge Dart.
Oh,
and
the shittiest ones. Wow.
Yeah, not even the V8 too.
No.
Yeah. So
it might have been, right? 66?
No. It specifically says it wasn't the V8 model. Yeah, not the V8 model. There is a V8 model, but she didn't have that one. So she said, sure, why not? And popped the hood, basically. I mean, that's what are you going to do? So she popped the hood. He pulled the starter wire off the distributor cap. So the car's not going to start.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, so he's doing this. He had her try to start the ignition a couple times, but then he's like, oh, you don't want to run the battery down while your flashers are going. So, calm down. So he's messing around under the hood for a few minutes, and, he's taking a couple minutes to do it to make her, make her seem like he's really doing something.
Really working hard for her, yeah.
So he plays around under the hood, and he's doing all this type of thing. He put the wire back on, and he says, okay, try it now. So she moved over and turned the key, and it started right away.
Oh.
So he said, great. So then he popped in the car, sat down next to her with a knife out, and said, shut up and don't move.
Yeah.
He held the blade at her stomach there and drove away. He drove her out to Beggs, where he raped her and strangled her to death.
Oh, boy.
Which is obviously fucking horrible here. He said he raped her repeatedly while threatening her with a knife and didn't kill her till the next day, by the way. Held her hostage.
Jesus Christ.
Held her hostage so he could repeatedly rape her and then kill her, which is fucked up. He said, the cop said about this, he said he thought he would take her down there, meaning 2 miles south of Beggs, and they'd have dinner. They had some potato chips and drinks, so he took her down there, and then he had her hands tied with a cord. He said that he raped her as he'd done many times before, he said, and then he said he decided to kill her near the creek bank. He said it wasn't even premeditated. It just it came to him quickly. He was like, I should kill her. I should kill this mother of three. Why not? So the cop said, quote, he said he thought it was time to go. She was laying over there with her back to him. He took a piece of the cord and wrapped it around her neck to cut the air off. Okay. So then he said he needed the thing he needed to do was carry her down to the creek and throw her into the water. And that's what he did. Had to get rid of the body, which is pretty fucked up. Just dropped her like garbage next to the creek bed. That's it. And she's not even far from her house either, which is pretty fucked up. Yeah. This is 1.8 miles east of Beggs, which is the town she lives in. So then he took her Dodge Dart and drove to Tulsa's Town West Shopping Center on May 24th here. Okay. He's going to park and he's going to wait for another victim.
Yeah. That
is when he sees Valerie Shaw Hartzell walking up, the newscaster here. She stopped for some diapers. He grabbed her. He held her hostage for 24 hours, repeatedly raped her.
Yeah.
Forced her to cash checks of $500. Tried to cash a check of $650, but it was $500 was some limit they had on the day for self-cashing checks or whatever. So he had to go back with $500. Then he strangles her with strips of towel that he makes her make.
Okay.
He makes her rip the towel up, saying he's going to tie her up, but he's going to strangle her with it. Yeah, which is unbelievable. So Walker said that he thought, quote, thought I was going to the car next to her truck. She thought that. Yeah. He went like a key out, going to the car next to her truck. She unlocked her truck, and I walked up behind her. I had the knife, and I told her to get in. The thing that made her really upset was that there was 2 police officers in the parking lot that did not see this at all.
Oh, my God, they didn't even see it.
Didn't even see it. So he drove to the Kellyville oil lease where he kept her overnight and obviously attacked her all night long, which is fucking horrible. So she's got 3 kids and a husband named Randy at home waiting for her. Never comes home. Jesus Christ. They said at one point, Valerie Shaw Hartzell became very upset that the 2 police officers in the parking lot didn't see what happened. And he thought that was funny, Gary.
Hilarious.
He thought it was hilarious. So, yeah, kept her overnight in the truck there. The next morning, he drove around Tulsa with her before taking her to an isolated rural area of western Rogers County. There, he forced her to tear the towel into strips. This is a towel that's in her car that her husband uses to wipe the dew from the pickup truck's windows in the morning.
Oh, boy.
And, wow, these people are really prepared. She fills out warranty cards. He has a towel for morning dew. I live in New York, I never bring a towel to wipe the dew. That's wild.
It's wet around there, right?
Yeah, that just happens. That's crazy. These people are prepared. So he bound her hands with the towel, strangled her, and disposed of her body in a ravine.
Okay.
He then stopped at the Keatonville Hill grocery store there and bought a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And went to a Claremore car wash, then bought Western boots, jeans, shirt, belt, and cowboy hat. He bought himself a fucking costume. Yeah. He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's almost Halloween. I think I'm a cowboy now. Great. He bought a full fucking rig, man. Yeah. Then he went to a local bar to play pool and drink beer, which is where he met that other guy.
That's what you do, yeah.
Yep. The next morning, he drove around Collinsville area. Jesus Christ. He talked about strangling her and all this type of shit. And he tied her hands. He said he used his hands and arms to put her into a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
That's how he killed her. He tied her up with the towel and then did that. Asked whether she fought back, he said, quote, well, sir, if you know what a sleeper hold is, there's not a heck of a lot you can do. They pass out real quick. Then he tied the towel strip around her neck and strangled her with it. Wow. So he just put her to sleep with the sleeper hold.
So she's out, and that's kind of chicken shit, right?
Yeah, put her out first and then did that. Jesus Christ, that is fucking insane. Then he drives the truck down to the same salvage yard that he sold Eddie's van.
Yeah?
This is a brand new truck. It's that year.
Right.
Brand fucking new. And sold the truck to this salvage yard guy, who apparently doesn't ask as many questions as the pawn shop guy does about a fucking club. Jesus Christ. Not real curious.
Sell the club much easier.
Yeah. Doesn't sweat the details, this guy. Doesn't care. So asked why he killed Valerie Shaw Hartzell, he said, I couldn't tell you any more than why the wind blows.
Well, I mean, I could tell you why the wind blows.
I mean, he couldn't.
He should be able to, right?
I don't think he went to science class very often.
Right.
I don't think he knows why the wind blows. He said, I didn't have no feelings at all, that's what he said. And feelings, they put
without a
not,
G. Yep.
Without a G in the paper and everything. Now, his voice during the confession is choked up. He's got some sobs at several times. He's remorseful, he says, and he wanted to do the right thing, and he believed that cooperating with the cops is the right thing. He said he was tired of running and lying. He says, this is the only way I know how. I hope and pray that people understand, but I know they won't, I just can't blame them for that.
Nothing I can do about it.
He said, I just want everybody to know that I'm sorry. He said he's obviously hurt, but not as much as the people who's lost loved ones. He said, I'll never be able to pay back what I took. Then he said, I just want them to Let me go to court, plead guilty, and put me to death. There's nobody that's been any colder than I've been. Let's do that. Now, May 26, 1984, that's when he went on a drinking spree after he killed Valerie. He goes to Claremore and Tulsa, going on a drinking spree, then takes her truck to Veneta, where he then kidnaps another young woman,
God damn it.
holds her for a couple of days, raping her repeatedly. Right. He said later the girl was nice to him even after several rapes. He liked her and decided to let her go because he felt bad because she was so nice.
They do that sometimes.
It's the most fucked up thing, but there's no way to predict is the problem. Because sometimes if you're nice, that pisses them off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That makes them mad. Yeah. They don't want you to like it. They want you to fucking fight and hate it. That's what they want.
And be upset and hurt. Right.
That's what they're into. Yeah. That's it's crazy. And then some guys are like, you can charm them basically.
Yeah.
And that's what happened here. He said he decided to let her live. He drove her back to a street near her home and let her go. Wow. They didn't even like take her to the middle of nowhere or anything. He just said, all right, you have a good one. Wow. Then took the pickup down and traded it for a Western-style .22 caliber handgun. From there, he went to Van Buren, Arkansas, and tried to rob a grocery store with the .22.
Oh, boy.
The female clerk ran screaming, so he fled without getting any money. He pulled out, said, give me all your money. She said, bah, and ran out the door.
Well, there's no money.
And he went, well, I don't know how to open the register.
I need you.
And she's gone, so I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing, by the way. When there's videos of people attempting to rob a place and everybody just either ignores them or walks away.
Yeah. Panic runs.
And then eventually they just leave. That's the funniest thing in the fucking world. I love that.
It's not bad.
I saw a video where some guy tried to rob, it was a nail place, and everybody that worked there was like Vietnamese or something.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they spoke fucking English, but he came in with a gun and he's like, give me your money, do all this. And they were just looking at him and continuing to do nails and shit like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
And like no one would do shit. He's like, I'm going to kill you. And they're like,
okay,
shrugging and so mani-pedi, like, what do you want from us? You know what I mean? Full set. They have no idea what he's talking about. So he eventually, after like 2 minutes of yelling at each individual person with no response, just runs out the door.
Gotta run.
Doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Either kill everyone in here or fucking run away. So, wow. Now, about the Veneta woman who he let go, he said, she was nice to me even after I sodomized her.
God, Jesus.
This guy is fucking cold. When he drove her home, he kissed her goodbye.
Yeah.
And she ran to her house and immediately reported him to the police,
thank
obviously.
God. Yeah.
She's been kidnapped and raped. So he left that scene and went to a nearby motel where you'd think he's going to relax for a minute.
Right.
This guy sounds like he could use
calm down. You need a nap.
Yeah. Look on that room key and order that Domino's and sit down with a big belly full of fucking thick crust in your stomach there. Instead, he quickly captures a motel employee, kidnaps her, and forces her to help him kidnap a second employee
Jesus.
to lure them in. He made the two women drive their car for a few blocks, and then he had them stop so he could drive, and in the switching of seats, they managed to run away and escape.
in the fire drill.
Jesus Christ. This is after he'd already assaulted the maid, though, back at the motel. So, that's fucking crazy. He was trying to get them to get into the trunk of the car. Trying to get two people into a trunk is a rough one because one's going to run one way. You turn to get them. The other one's going to run the other way. It's not easy. It's not good. Yeah, you're definitely trying to herd ducklings at that point. It's not going to work. So that's when they took off. He took off in the car to dump it in the woods because they saw the car and they knew it and everything. And he figured they'd be calling the cops here.
Probably.
So he dumped their car, minutes later and broke into a trailer. This is insane. Think about what he's been doing.
He's so busy.
What's the end game?
Yeah, but how are you going to get away with this?
He could just have a job.
Yeah.
He could have two jobs for all he's working.
Yeah.
That's the fucking thing.
It's a lot of work.
All the murders. Then he stops. The motel, this one, that one, picking this one up.
So busy.
He's picked up several people and not killed them, too, and raped them and everything else. Like, he's just so fucking busy. So he breaks into a trailer. Two women come home unexpectedly. Yeah. He abducts them and takes their car. The younger woman is pregnant, by the way.
Ooh.
So now he's got a pregnant woman at bay here. Jesus Christ. He promised not to harm the women if they'd give him a ride to Tulsa. And they said, okay. They drove him to Tulsa, and he let them go.
Really?
After he got to Tulsa. He told the truth. He said, you take me to Tulsa, I'll let you go. He told the police that the women wished him luck and urged him to keep their car as a getaway vehicle. He agreed and decided to release them at a restaurant. I don't think they said, please take our car.
Have it.
Take my wife, please. No, he didn't say that. He said, I'm going to take your car and not kill you. And they said, yeah, no, totally take it. Great. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, don't rape or kill either of us. Terrific. Right. Take the car. No problem. No, we want you to have it. That's probably what it was. Yeah. None of them had any money, though. And he stopped and sold the gun he had at Claremore. He gave the women some money and dropped them off.
There's no rhyme or reason to what this man's going to do.
Nothing. You never know what he's going to do. It might be the most brutal, crazy rape and murder. Yeah. It might be, you give me a ride, I threaten you, but you give me a ride, then I give you gas money and leave. Like
you might get away unscathed entirely.
It's so fucking weird. He even said that Walker said they offered to wait an hour before notifying the cops, and they actually did. Wow. They waited a fucking hour before they called the cops, just like they said. He said, quote, I kissed them both on the cheek. No. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, good for them. They figured out to cooperate, and it worked for them, but holy shit. So he decided on the afternoon of June 1st, it was a nice day, so he would drive to the area around Figure 5, which is Kentucky. Okay. With the states, Jesus Christ. Everybody's looking for him, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah,
they're all looking for him. Figure 5 is in Arkansas. It's a small community in Arkansas. It's one above the Figure 4. You know what I mean? The Figure 4 leg lock. Until you put the Figure 5 on them, they're giving up right away.
Trouble.
It's an unincorporated town in Crawford County, Arkansas. It's near Van Buren, Arkansas, which I think we've done as an episode.
I think so too.
Pauline Mulliken and her daughter Lori Smallwood went out shopping that day. When they get home, guess who's there in their small trailer?
Is it Gary?
It's fucking Gary hanging out in their small trailer. By the way, if you're looking for valuables to sell, maybe stop going to small rural trailers.
Don't
for
have
shit.
Much,
Yeah, find a big-ass house and go break into that. What the fuck is wrong with you? They might have jewelry and shit. These people don't have jewelry.
Probably,
or anything expensive.
Yeah.
In that small trailer, he takes Pauline and her daughter Lori hostage, obviously. Now, he knew in his mind he needed the car and at least one of the women because he knows people are after him.
Right.
So he needs to have a hostage in case the shit gets hairy. So, that's what's going on here. And they have like fucking bloodhounds looking for him. I mean, there's literally everybody here. So this is goddamn crazy. Anyway, here we go. He made his way to their mobile home and he broke in and waited, got the hostages, got them. He was hiding in the mobile home when they came home. He had found a gun in the bedroom.
Oh, boy.
25 caliber he found, and it was loaded and ready to go. He rummaged through the house some more, and, he's doing all of this shit. He ate their food and everything while he waited for them. When they pulled up, Walker met Pauline as she came in her own front door. He held the gun on her. Pauline gets marched back outside to get her daughter. Lori held her hands up and did what she was told. Mm-hmm. He took cords to tie them up, forced them both into the trunk of Pauline's car after throwing out all of their groceries that they just came back with.
Yeah.
He had to empty the trunk of groceries to get them in the trunk. He also searched through their purses and threw the purse's contents all over the lawn as he was looking for money and keys. He took the keys for Mrs. Mulliken's car, then threatened both women with what he would do if they didn't get in the trunk. So they were like, okay, now they got in the trunk and took off. The husband, Mr. Mulliken, comes home around that time, and they live off this like dirt road in a rural area.
Yeah.
He pulls up he told the police he returned home around noon that day and thought he saw someone he didn't know driving his car, but went, probably not my car. He passed them on the road.
Look at that. They can drive a similar car as me.
Yeah, look at that. Same car as me. Weird. Yeah. And he didn't see his wife or daughter with him. He just saw a guy driving a car. What's he going to do? Fucking throw it sideways in the middle of the road and go, your car looks like mine. Yeah. That's crazy. So that's how it goes. Now, his wife and daughter were in the trunk of the car.
Oh, boy. As
it passed him. So he pulled up and found the yard filled with groceries and the contents of his wife's purse strewn about.
And a car, that was probably them, right?
Yeah. So now he's like, what the fuck is going on here? So that's strange. But they just waited to hear from them. They just sat and waited. Oh, they must be out. They'll be somewhere. Wow. Not long before, now they're going en route to Tulsa, Gary Walker moves the women from the trunk of the car to the front seat next to him. Come sit next to me.
Oh, boy.
Come cop a squat here next to me on the old bench seat.
And they know nothing about him.
They don't know what he's wanted for. They don't know anything. They just know he's a psychopath who held them at gunpoint and forced them into a trunk. They were terrified but compliant. They talked to him. They just talked to him about all sorts of small talk. They let him do most of the talking. They did everything. Now, they get to Claremore, Oklahoma, where out of nowhere, he decides the mom has to go in the trunk for a while again. Okay. He's tired of her. Yeah. So while in the trunk, she could hear her daughter's voice talking to Walker. And, the gun, he kept the gun on the seat pointed at her with his hand on it. She listened anxiously, she said, not wanting to hear her daughter be raped or killed or anything like that. So not long after he did whatever he had to do in Claremore, he moved her back to the front seat from the trunk. He's like, you're good. You can come up now. He had traded the gun for $25 for gas money. That's what he did. So now he's got no gun.
None.
So he has he's already there, but he's got gas, but no gun. I don't think they realize he doesn't have a gun at this point for a minute.
Okay.
So they continued to talk all the way into Tulsa, and Walker decided to pull over at one of the Tulsa intersections in front of Facet's jewelry store. He kissed each one of them on the cheek and told them they'd been nicer than the others. Said, you guys get out. You've been nicer than the others. Go on now. So they got out. He drove away. They ran into the jewelry store and called the cops. So this is insane.
But the cops don't know that it's him.
No, but they have an idea. It's the same description of everybody.
And it just keeps happening.
It just keeps happening. They just keep getting calls. Same guy attacking this people, kidnapping them in the trunk, raping, murdering, letting some people go with nice words for some reason. If there's no rhyme or reason to what he's doing or when or why or how or what causes him to do things, it's the strangest thing in the fucking world. So the next day, on June 2nd, he's at a bar in Tulsa. And the cops are slowly kind of tightening the noose around him here. So, and he's got to be tired, for Christ's sake. Has to be.
At some point, you're going to just quit, right?
Yeah. I would imagine he goes sleepy time now.
That's why the tall fucker turned himself in. He was just tired, and he was done.
He's tired, too tired. Edmund Kemper.
Yes, there he is. Bingo, yeah.
Just too tired.
Couldn't do it anymore.
Just tired. Yeah. Just did a lot. And he didn't even this guy's had a wild last month.
Oh, man.
He's been busier than we are in the last month, which is a lot. So, and also no raping with us either, so that helps too.
Yeah, I live alone. There's nothing happening over here.
We go on the road. There's no rape happening. It's mainly just live shows and bad travel, live shows and plane delays.
Right.
So, okay. Now Walker pulls up to this bar in the stolen car from these two women, which obviously they're looking for the car. A witness saw him at the bar and recognized him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's driving around public in a stolen car with his picture plastered on every news broadcast in the state saying we're looking, in 4 states saying we're looking for this guy.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting here. There's people all looking for him. While he's at the bar, he made a new friend and decided to go back to that friend's house. And they went back to the house. Multiple patrons from the bar called the police and said that guy that I keep seeing on TV was just in this fucking bar, and he left with Marshall Cummings. So you might want to go do that. So they did. They the guy, Marshall Cummings, was known to the people in the bar, so they gave the cops his address, and so he's probably over there. Yeah. So they traced the mobile home, surveilled it. Walker and Cummings were both in the trailer drinking beer. Walker, during the surveillance, decided to go out for pizza.
Oh.
So that's when they arrested him, and they took him without any violence. He surrendered. Everything was fine.
What?
He walked outside. All the cops were there. They said freeze. He went, okay.
After all of that.
That was that. After all that. Well, he's got no gun or anything.
Yeah.
So that's it. They take him down. He says, by the way, quote, this is wild when they get him sitting down. Uh-huh. This is how you can tell remorse. You know, some people have remorse and some people don't. But when someone says it like this, you can tell they're just teeming with remorse. Yeah. Quote, I'm sorry I killed 5 people, okay?
I'm sorry, okay?
Good enough?
It's just 5 people.
That's like a guy would tell his wife, sorry I forgot to take the cans out to the curb, okay? Sorry.
Both of them.
The fucking trash will come next week. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. You know, that's how you'd say that.
Wow.
Enough ball break. This is crazy. I'm sorry I killed 5 people, okay? Jesus Christ. So June 8th, 1984 is when he starts, because there's bodies that they don't know where they are.
Right.
He says, well, I know where they are, and I'll show you. No problem. So, the cop said, quote, there are things in my mind that tell me not only did he kill these, but maybe he killed numerous other people that he's not being linked to by the charges. Mm-hmm. You think? Jesus Christ. So the cop said, well, he's shackled and handcuffed. I introduced myself to him, and he stuck his hand out like, howdy, how you doing?
Howdy.
Howdy. He said, Sheriff, I'll be glad to show you where her body's at. I said it was almost like he was giving directions, just, telling them. He recounted for them how he had abducted the woman from Beggs, and the two left Tulsa immediately after the abduction, headed for the rural area. They find Margaret Ann Bell Liddick's body. Mm-hmm. He led them all the way to Kentucky. They had to go. Just like he said, an abandoned barn near Princeton, Kentucky. They found exactly where he said it was, in a field near the I-24 Princeton exit, and in a haystack. That's exactly what he said. They called it, the police officer called it a disturbingly rotted cadaver. Oh, God, it's been weeks, so severely decomposed. By the way, at this point, the press has a new nickname for him.
Really?
Well, a nickname, not a new one, a nickname. It's not bad. The Roaming Rapist.
Yeah.
That's something.
There it is.
That describes a lot of what he does here. Then there's Janet D. Jewell. Remember her? Mm-hmm. Found her skeletonized after the confession. They found her badly decomposed corpse in a heap by a creek out near 266th Street near Beggs. The rains had washed it about 150 feet down the stream from the original dump site.
Damn it.
Walker led these cops to the creek where he dumped Jewell's body, and while showing the location, they said he had no hint of regret.
None.
The cops said he was just cool and collected. I've never seen anyone that way except for Stephen Van White. Stephen Van White attacked 2 women at the Wagging Tail store in December 1982. One victim was stabbed to death. The other was stabbed and beaten, but survived miraculously and got him busted. Next up, they're going to find Valerie Shaw Hartzell, and they said she died from asphyxiation. The ligature was found still around her neck, and they said tied extremely tight.
Oh, God damn it.
Now, her disappearance was the key to connecting everything, apparently, Valerie Shaw Hartzell. He did not wipe any evidence away or even tried to hide his face when he was at any of these places. So he left fingerprints and hair in the Dodge Dart, fingerprints on her truck, fingerprints over here. His evidence is everywhere.
Yeah.
They found towel strips and his fingerprints on parts of her truck.
Yeah.
So the murder weapon and his fingerprints
all
in the same place, which was recovered from an auto shop in Poteau. Her purse was also found in the toilet of a public restroom at a Fort Gibson resort where Walker told the cops he disposed of.
Couldn't be throwing her away hard enough.
Nope. Fucking unbelievable. We'll probably put it in like the back of the toilet or something. Now, he told the cops he's crying during these interviews, and he said, I didn't have any reason to kill those people. No reason.
Oh, boy.
They just hadn't done anything to me. He would repeatedly say out loud, quote, if you really thought about why you did do it and couldn't figure out why, it seems like you'd stop, but I didn't.
No.
You keep doing it. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I should stop.
Can't stop.
Guess not. Can't stop, won't stop. He's going to keep fucking doing it. So he, wow. He's going to face homicide charges, rape, kidnapping, burglary, car theft, you name it. He said, I just want to plead guilty when they take him to be arraigned. Yeah. I just want to plead guilty. I don't care just as long as they don't kill me.
Wow.
He said,
I thought he wanted to die a minute ago.
That's what he said. Now he said no. That's what he told the judge. He's not into it now. Once he got in here, he's like, it's kind of chill in here. I get meals and, I regret it. This is better than... I'm tired. This is going to be just a good rest for me. So he said, I would just as soon, after all this is over, that they let me go into court and plead guilty and let them put me to death, because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's nobody that's been any colder than I've been.
Sounds like it, yeah.
That's what he told the cops. He also says, quote, a person brings whatever he does upon himself. It doesn't make any difference whether it's good or bad. If you do something good, you get something good. If you do something bad, you get something bad.
Yeah, you get what you put in.
Karma, Oklahoma style.
You do something bad, you get bad.
Yeah. Just ask a dummy how to explain karma, and that's it right there. So the investigator for the DA's office said that on June 6th, Walker said, I know I'm going to die for what I've done. If I were free, I would do it again.
You bet. He will.
So, he's like, don't even feel bad, because I might rape you.
I'm a bad guy.
Anybody leaves this room. I'm a bad, bad, bad man. There was an editorial in the newspaper around this time to the editor here, and it said, who released Gary Allen Walker? To the editor. It says, quote, the American citizen has always been very alert to the causes of accidents and especially tragedies that befall our loved ones. Yeah. Now we must get to the actual cause of all these loved ones being murdered. Why in the name of justice and common sense was Gary Allen Walker released from a place where those in charge could somehow, some way keep control over him?
Yeah.
Yeah. The same thing happened to John Hinckley Jr. The doctor was not interested enough in his patient to realize his condition was one of urgency. How many more Gary Allen Walkers are going to be released upon innocent people who are taken from their own homes and brutally murdered? Those of you who are alarmed when these murders occurred will surely try to get to the cause of these terrible tragedies. Who's responsible for the release of Gary Allen Walker? We can see a mad dog coming and do our best to seek safety, yet when we're forced out of our homes and murdered, then we must find out who's responsible for the release of this madman. The problem is he hadn't done anything.
No, what do you do?
He hadn't committed crimes besides that rape, but there was no charge there for that in jail. He hadn't committed any crimes of violence. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. Yeah. He's a guy who did a bunch of dumb shit.
And then he just all of a sudden decided he was doing everything.
Yeah, and when he's not escaping, he's pretty successful in these mental health programs.
Right.
That's the other thing. He takes his medication. He does what he's supposed to do if he's not escaping. Right. So how long can you hold the guy for? And if you held him forever, then these people would be complaining, how long do we have to pay for this guy? Like,
why do we keep
tell him to get a job?
Yeah.
There's no winning.
Can't just babysit everybody.
No, we can't just go, this guy's probably going to do something bad. Let's just keep him. You can't do that. No. It's a free country. You're free to do something bad and then get caught for it and go to prison. That's part of it. So, I mean, obviously, if we could see the future, it'd be different, but no one can see the future. Now, the salvage yard owner, by the way, there's a guy who owns a salvage yard who is held for committing the crime of receiving stolen property through this as well.
So many things.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. This guy was caught with the van he stole, with the Dodge van from Eddie Cash and the truck belonging to Valerie Hartzell. He had them both, this guy. The salvage yard owner received 2 years in prison for receiving stolen property.
Good Christ.
Yeah, stop buying fucking...
Yeah, stop fencing goods.
Yeah, if the guy comes to you with 2 different cars in 3 days, you pretty much know that these are not his cars he's selling off for $25 of drug money or whatever the fuck it is. Now, the defense here is, if you're a defense attorney and you come into this, How do you even
What do you
deal
do?
with this?
He said...
That's the thing.
He said, I'm sorry, I murdered 5 people.
This is a... Totally. Yeah. This is a total John Wayne Gacy situation where, like, he's spilled it, and then you come in and you go, what do you even do? I guess he's not competent. Right. He's been in mental institutions a whole bunch, got a bunch of electroconvulsive therapy. Maybe that's what we do. So he undergoes mental testing since his arrest. The legal test for sanity in Oklahoma, as we know it's different in different states, just focuses on whether he knew the difference between right and wrong at the time of the crime.
Okay.
That's it. So he's diagnosed with having an antisocial personality disorder back in the day that we know about. So they evaluate this Walker during 5 one-hour interviews and then a 2-hour session where he was injected with sodium amytal.
My God. Is that truth serum?
Truth serum, yeah. Like something that they give you if you're a spy. Yeah. He also examined records of previous treatment provided to Walker, and Walker had experienced delusions and hallucinations and told this guy that he idolized his brother Wayne, who was killed a few years ago in a car accident, but he doesn't think he's dead because he talks to him at night.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's what he told him. Yeah.
That's scary.
That is terrifying. He's like, yeah, my dead brother talks to me and stuff, so it's totally fine.
Oh, boy.
He also tells this doctor that when he was beating Eddie to death there, Eddie Cash to death, he actually saw his stepfather and thought he was beating his stepfather to death.
Okay.
Which would be understandable, obviously. Now,
that's psychosis, yeah.
Here's the evidence they have. They have vehicles recovered. They have Cash's van in the salvage yard, the Cadillac from Lydic in Missouri, the Camaro from Hilburn in an oil field, Janet Jules Dodge Dart in the shopping center, and the pickup truck from Shaw Hartzell traded for a gun with the salvage guy.
Right.
Also, Lydic's credit card receipts, bank records from forced cash checks, $500 and $650 transactions. We got forensic evidence. We have fingerprints from multiple vehicles, switched license plates.
Oh, boy.
Obviously, towel strips. There's a lot. Witnesses, there's fingerprints everywhere. Yeah. He does have one friend.
Yeah.
One friend here. This is Lehman A. Godwin is his buddy. He's a retired railroad worker. And they said he sat quietly in the court and mourned, missing a chance to perhaps have salvaged Walker's life. He thought he could have stopped this.
Yeah.
He said Walker occasionally stayed with him at his home in the weeks preceding the alleged killing spree. He said that Godwin and Walker's mother, Godwin and Betty were living with him and his half-brother. Walker would sometimes come to visit over at the house. He said Walker was a disturbed, moody guy, but a man who could have been saved. I don't think so. I think his head is real fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't think I think he's fucked up in the head, period.
I think there's problems here.
Yeah, and it's not even like with, again, like a Ted Bundy where you go, where does this come from?
Right.
We know where this comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious. He was beaten and molested.
His childhood is fucked.
Not an excuse. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are beaten and molested. You can't go kill people. You're going to prison. But
you gotta fix it.
We get what the reason is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. This guy said he's a likable boy. Likable boy. He's in his fucking 30s. He's a murderer.
Right.
If it had never happened, I wish he would have stayed. I'd have kept him. I raised 3 different families. I had 4 kids of my own, and I've took 4 of them off the streets and got them through high school. I can tell you where every one of them is today. So he's like, I take in stray cats.
Oh, I love them.
And he could have been one of my strays that I helped.
Yes.
He said all Walker needed was a little love and understanding.
Hey.
I think he's beyond that. A little love and understanding. Try a little tenderness? What are you talking about?
Try a little tenderness. Put a little love in your life.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
This is TLC. Everything would have been fine. No problem at all. Holy shit. He said that he came from a desperately unstable background and was beaten and molested and everything else. Now, Walker's also charged this guy Godwin, who's hanging out with him, Walker's also charged with forging a $350 check on that man's account. When he was staying there,
little amount. Yeah.
He stole. It wasn't enough. We thought it's as much as I can get without maybe him noticing. I think is what it was. Yeah. What's that number? It sounds like a negotiation in his head.
Yeah.
So Godwin said he took the forged check to police before he realized Walker might have been the forger. He said otherwise I wouldn't have taken him. I wouldn't have busted him. He said that Walker stayed at his home on and off for 4 weeks, leaving on May 2nd. Mm-hmm. He said, quote, he'd have moody spells, but he thinks that this is all happening because Walker has a death wish. Uh-huh. He says he had an older brother. He really looked up to him. His brother was killed in California in a car wreck. I believe Gary wants to die because he ain't got nobody.
Ain't got nobody.
Nobody. Nobody. Nobody cares for him. Nobody. What the fuck?
It's a real... Look, man, lonely sucks.
So sad and lonely.
Yeah.
Sad and lonely, sad and lonely.
It's so hard.
That's what I'm saying. So, anyway, he ain't got nobody. He said, I'm sorry that he's gotten this deep because I figure I could have been a big brother or a daddy to him then.
Yeah.
Jesus, where were you when he was a kid? You know what I mean?
Right.
Then this guy says, I'm retired and I've got a big house. If Gary would have stayed there and hadn't done this, he could have been a fishing buddy to me and everything.
Yeah.
We could have went down and caught some crappie together. This is bullshit. This is the walleye are going now. This is terrible.
Yeah.
So he said that he would try to visit Walker while he's in the jail awaiting completion of a preliminary hearing. He said he last talked to Walker when he was in this guy's hometown for his initial appearance on the Jewel killing. He's gonna. All of this is separate. He's going to have to go to different jurisdictions for everything that he's going to here. He said, Gary told me, he said, I know I'm going to die, but I'd like to live long enough for them to find out why this happened and maybe prevent it from happening to somebody else.
Yeah.
Study my brain is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes court. By late 84, he's already going to trial.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. No time wasted.
That was fast. Yeah.
Real fast. Couple months. This is the Eddie Oliver Cash trial, the first man. Jury of 8 women and 4 men. They questioned 59 potential jurors, and they said potential members of the jury were asked about their views on the death penalty, whether they had formed an opinion about Gary's guilt or innocence based on news accounts, and what they thought about psychological or psychiatric testimony regarding mental disorders. Because his whole thing is, I'm fucking crazy.
I'm nuts, obviously.
Totally. The defense attorneys have tried to have his statements suppressed, but unsuccessfully. They're in. Yeah. He was read his rights and he gave statements, period.
Yeah.
What are you going to do there? So the prosecution here, in this trial, testimony by witnesses called indicated that Eddie Cash spent a normal Sunday chatting with neighbors, dining with his daughter, attending church, picked up a hitchhiker, and then ended up dead. That's how it happened. Now, they have Dr. Thomas Goodman, a Tulsa psychiatrist who testifies for the defense supporting an insanity plea. He reviewed records, conducted exams, including the sodium amytal deal, and his opinion was that Walker knew right from wrong but believed he was killing his stepfather.
Okay.
He said he's had psychotic episodes and severe disorders since age 13, and this is just part of it.
Okay.
Now, another psychiatrist examined Walker for all of this, and Walker, again to this guy, claimed he saw his stepfather and felt that it was not wrong to kill him. Okay. It was perfectly fine to...
It's perfectly allowed.
To kill your fucking...
It's my stepdad. If I see his face...
He's a dick.
Throw a brick.
That's it. So, accused here, he's going to testify.
Yeah.
And on the stand, Gary admits that he beat Eddie to death in an attempt to burglarize his home.
Yeah.
He made the admission while being questioned here. Now, his whole strategy is, yes, I did it, but for all the right reasons, essentially. Right. So the jury's hearing the tape. They also hear the tape recording of his full confession of killing Eddie as well.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay. And he admitted that is his voice on the tape.
Yep.
I don't know what
That's me.
Yeah, and crazy. He's not really. He knows right from wrong. I mean, they'd have to think he's so delusional that he could look at one person and see another person.
I guess
that's the only way.
Yeah, I mean, but if he sees, I don't know, he sees his dad.
Well, you'd have to think he was so delusional that he sees things, literally has hallucinations, which is the definition of delusional. So, I mean,
how you gonna do it?
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough fucking thing to convince people of. I was seeing my daddy. Were you now? Especially if he's sitting on the stand seeming reasonably lucid. You're like, unless he gets up on the stand and starts doing like the Three Stooges, slapping his face up and down and fucking doing that shit and doing some weird fucking Daffy Duck shit running around the room. I don't think you're going to get away with this.
Tough to do.
The verdict comes in. He's found guilty of everything. Car theft, burglary, murder, you name it.
The whole damn thing.
Whole ball of wax. He is guilty. That's for Eddie Cash. Now, the other murders get brought up during sentencing. They get submitted over defense objections here, obviously. So they think that's going to be an issue later. Walker does. So defense here, during their final arguments, the public defender begged the jurors to spare Walker's life because of his lengthy documented history of mental illness.
Right.
He said an illness was noticed 20 years ago. He was sick then and continued to be sick. Treatment after treatment after treatment. He argued the fact that Walker had never been convicted of a violent crime in his life, but committed a series of killings within a 3-week period. That's evidence that he's fucking crazy.
Okay.
He just all of a sudden goes nuts and goes on a murder spree. Who the hell does that? That's insane. He said that Walker's remorse, his eagerness to do anything he could to help authorities recover the bodies and resolve the cases, indicated that he has some worth and shouldn't be sentenced to death. He has some worth in society, or at least in prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can use him in one way or another.
Not sure how, but you know what I mean. That's what he's saying. He's like, I don't know how we're going to do it, but
we'll figure it out.
He said, quote, in a small, pitiful way, he wanted to try and make things right. Far too little, far too late, but he tried. Okay. He is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, death penalty.
Hey.
Plus bunch of other years, too, for everything
He's got no redeeming qualities.
They said, we found nothing to be redeeming with
We've
this guy,
weighed
actually.
this very carefully. We got out a deli scale. And
we really did the one with the basket from the grocery store, the real good one
came
there.
up 0.
But this arugula weighs 3/4 of a pound, so that's good.
But he is 0.
He is 0.
Oh, boy.
So he says he's going to appeal. His public defender said one matter that to be stressed on appeal is the prosecution's use of other pending murder charges that he hasn't even been convicted of yet for during the penalty phase. They use that to convince the jury. He said, as far as we've been able to determine, this is a case of first impression. We have a unique set of circumstances, so they think they can get an appeal.
Yeah.
June 1985 is the Valerie Shaw Hartzell trial. Okay, now, defense here. This is a big one in town, too. It's a big old deal here in Tulsa. So his defense attorney told the jury to consider the horrible childhood he was subjected to.
Consider it.
And will be related by expert testimony of 2 qualified psychiatrists.
Yeah.
Before 1984, he had never hurt a single soul. Can you tell me in 19 days he wasn't crazy, that something didn't happen? So he's going with this. This didn't work in the last trial, but he's going to try it again.
No.
They also talk about his past, beatings, sexual abuse, crushed testicles, and the like. Wash tub beatings.
Testicles.
You know. So they said that he has been in and out of state and federal mental institutions 11 times, diagnosed schizophrenic, manic depressive, and paranoid, saying, quote, he was wildly hallucinating and incredibly angry when he admitted when admitted to a Springfield mental institution in 1982. They said each time he was admitted, doctors would regulate the symptoms with mood-altering drugs, then release him.
Okay.
Which is kind of their job.
Yeah, that's...
It's a state-run facility, so
yes,
it's not a private place where they're going to keep you forever. I'm not saying that's good,
Yeah.
I'm just saying the state is cheap, and they're not going to fucking pay for you to be in a mental institution forever, especially in the 80s when all that shit was getting slashed to nothing.
Yeah.
Mental health care was decimated in the 80s. I mean, fucking, we've never recovered.
It's taken till today to start getting people to be to accept it and actually give it a run again.
But I mean, the systems aren't there anymore, and they'll never be there again.
Yeah,
because all the funding was slashed for them. So no one's ever going to put more funding into that. No, that's never going to happen. So that's what's going on. Yeah. So anyway, they said doctors would just send him on his way. They said Walker's mental history and abuse and withdrawal from mood-altering medication pushed him to commit murder. Mm-hmm. He said, quote, he had an incredibly bizarre behavior after he was kicked out of the mental institution on February 7th, 1984. On May 25th, he killed Valerie Hartzell Shaw. So they're saying that he was released and he was off his meds, and the withdrawal from his meds and everything else made him do all of this.
Okay.
From February to May. Took 3 months for him to really get it going, but
all right.
Interesting. Now, the defense says, why are you blaming him? He wasn't alone when he attacked Valerie Shaw Hartzell. He's got an accomplice.
Right.
Oh, yeah. In his opening statement, they claim that several pieces of evidence raised the possibility that Walker may have been with another man when he allegedly kidnapped Hartzell from a Tulsa shopping center, held her overnight, and killed her. Now, he's made repeated statements to authorities saying he killed the woman and acted alone. Mm-hmm. But his defense is going to say different. He tells a 7-man, 5-woman jury that a drive-in bank teller will testify that he saw Hartzell on the day of her death with Walker and another man.
Oh.
Yeah. Walker's attorney admitted a number of facts tie his client to the murder, including the discovery of fingerprints inside her pickup truck. Quote, but as many facts are known in the case, that many more are unknown. Not only were the fingerprints of Gary Walker found, but there were fingerprints on some other person or persons. Wow. Now, the defense accuses the police of ignoring the bank teller's report, said that the teller, Terry McBroom, on 2 separate occasions identified both the woman and Walker from photographs, but couldn't identify the other guy. I think this person was just mistaken, because there's no evidence of a second person here whatsoever.
But he wants that person to be credited terribly.
Yeah, real bad. To really push that on the second person.
Yeah.
So the prosecution here says no.
Probably didn't happen. Yeah.
There's no 2 guys. He said, the prosecutor said, I didn't see any evidence that I considered to be credible that there was more than one person involved in any of the Walker homicides. As far as a responsible investigation, that was considered.
Okay.
Now, here's where the second killer theory came from.
Let's go.
Not only the bank teller, but there was several. They said that McBroom, the bank teller's on the stand. They're talking about the truck color, and he got the truck color wrong.
Oh.
So he said, I'm just sure it was a truck. So the district attorney said, isn't it true you've changed your version of the story 3 times already?
Uh-oh.
Different colors, different people. And he said, McBroom, the teller, there's several versions of the story. I've lived the story many, many times. Okay, that doesn't mean shit. Everything you say, dismissed at that point. Also, the problem is Emil Shaw, who is Valerie's mother, told reporters on May 31st, 1984, that her daughter had been seen with 2 men at the bank. So she heard that report from the cops. The cops told her, the teller said she was with 2 men. She goes to the newspaper and tells them, and now everybody says there's 2 men.
Okay.
It was shit they didn't want released yet. But there's another person here, Sally Dick, who owns a grocery store in Keatonville, a town west of Claremore on State Highway 20. And Walker came into Dick's store on the day of the murder and bought 2 soft drinks. She said he bought a Pepsi Cola and an Orange Crush. We know this because they found the bottles in Valerie's truck later.
Oh.
Now, at Walker's preliminary hearing, a former sheriff said that Walker told him he stopped at the store after he killed Valerie. So why'd he buy 2 different sodas? So they're saying that's proof there was two people.
There's two people.
Bought a Pepsi and an Orange Crush.
I got 2 drinks all the time.
I was just going to say, maybe he wants orange later and Pepsi now. Who knows?
I do that so much.
It definitely doesn't mean there's 2 fucking people.
No,
we were on the road. I bought a Mexican Coke and a Mexican 7-Up. Does that mean that there's 2 of us?
Just one guy.
It's just me. Just got him for later. Yeah, just for later. That's all. They said that Walker, in many of his interviews with police, was rather vague about whether he bought the sodas before or after the strangling. So they said one of them might have been for her. We don't know.
Right.
So the verdict here comes in. They find him guilty of kidnapping and killing Valerie, obviously.
Sure.
Which is not a surprise. For my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
Not a surprise. But the jury reached its verdicts of kidnapping and first-degree murder charges at 12:40 p.m. after returning to the courtroom at 10 a.m. a couple hours earlier to resume deliberations that were suspended Friday night at 11:40 p.m. because of an 11-1 deadlock. There was a holdout.
What the fuck?
I guess convinced by the second. Either way, even if there was 2 guys, he was one of them. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So the prosecutor said they were surprised by the lengthy deliberation, but they said it's difficult for any jury, to find someone guilty of first-degree murder based on what comes from that.
Yeah.
They said the jurors took their responsibility very seriously, and he said, I'm satisfied that they reached a fair verdict. The defense attorney was disappointed by the verdict. Really? Did you expect? How? Some people are just real optimistic.
Yeah.
Some people just expect the sun to shine, don't they? Just like, it's going to be out. He said, I think the jury had to ignore some unrefuted testimony given by 2 psychiatrists that Walker was insane. He said, this man was, and continues to be insane. That's what his lawyer says. Yeah. He says he believes the sentencing phase of the trial will go much quicker since the jury has come to grips with the problem of finding somebody guilty of first-degree murder. And he said that for Walker's sake, he would have preferred to continue through Saturday with the sentencing phase despite the weariness of all involved. Instead, they waited till Monday. Sentencing comes around. You, sir, may fuck off. Death penalty plus 110 years.
Oh, boy.
All consecutive sentences, too. Together.
Oh, my.
Like just all end-to-end lined up. So
in trouble.
Oh, absolutely. They deliberated 9 hours over 2 days, by the way, for this.
Yeah.
Wow. The jurors deliberated until late Monday, but announced they were split 7-5 on a recommendation of a sentence for Walker for death. Then the jury came back and said they had, all figured out. We got it. So now they're talking about, do we start doing plea deals for this guy or what?
Do we?
Well, the district attorney said that he spoke with his lawyer, with Walker's lawyer, after the second death penalty was given to Walker.
Yeah.
He said the conversation centered around the state entertaining plea deals of something less than death on the first-degree murder charge. He said that it was decided to recommend the maximum sentence on all other charges, but not the death penalty there. He said, we agreed that there was little likelihood that there would not be a conviction if the case went to trial. So what are we talking about here? The DA said that he could not see spending several $1,000s of the state's and county's money to obtain a third death penalty conviction against Walker, which would just be subject to appeal anyway.
And it's useless. We're never gonna cash that one in.
And it's years and years and years of more appeals we have to go through because it's a huge pain in the ass. They said they make a deal with no appeals and then he's put away and that's the end of it. We can all forget about it. He said that the county sentences cannot be appealed after a 10-day period. Walker informed the judge that he's satisfied with the way his representation has represented him. And now they say this is, he said, I think common sense tells you even that after a while, cost effectiveness does come into play. At some point, we're just wasting money on trials and appeals.
Trying to be cost effective.
He's already fucking going away, which makes sense totally. So he said, this is the prosecutor, I feel very strongly we could get a third death penalty. He's already got 2 death penalties against him, and obviously he can only be put to death once.
Yeah.
So more ain't going to help. So on September 4th, 1985, he pleads no contest in the Hilburn murder and is sentenced to, you, sir, again, may fuck off, life in prison without parole. Great. And a bunch of other shit, too.
Yeah.
Next day, or 2 days later, they're talking about Janet Jewell. Is there going to be a trial there? Doesn't look like it. He enters a plea of no contest to all 4 felony counts against him there as well.
Terrific.
That's first-degree murder, first-degree rape, kidnapping, all this shit. He is going to be sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, life in prison without parole on the murder and rape charges, then 10 years each on the kidnapping charge, and a 4th charge of uttering a forged instrument. And all these sentences run consecutive, not concurrent, too. So everything all consecutive.
He's so busy, just serving all this time. Yeah,
so much time, so many places. July 1986, July 25th, the Court of Criminal Appeals upholds his conviction in the Eddie Cash murder case.
Yeah.
Subsequent appeals are going to go to the U.S. District Court. Now, August 1986 in Kentucky, Margaret Ann Bell Liddick. Remember, he dumped her off in Kentucky, killed her over there.
Right.
That trial here, they're talking about he's going to be flown to Kentucky for a court appearance.
Yeah.
The Commonwealth attorney said he's expected to be flown to Kentucky to face a murder charge from that. The body was found in the wooded area off Kentucky 139 South, about 3 miles from Princeton. That is the hay bale woman who was found in the hay. They said the process of bringing him to Kentucky on the murder charge has been going on for about 6 months and involved cooperation between 5 different agencies.
Oh, boy.
Because you got to get everybody involved. They're flying him there.
Yeah.
He's got to get over here. Then the state people have to have. I'm sure the FAA is involved. If he's, I don't know. Maybe who the fuck knows?
I don't know government shit.
Who knows? I don't know. So they were scheduled to be in court Thursday, but weather problems with the flight were scheduled to expect. Flight schedule were pushing it all back to Friday.
Yeah.
He's expected to plead guilty here in Kentucky, but who the hell knows? If he doesn't plead, if he pleads not guilty. Who knows? He can. He then will never know we're going to have an arraignment. So he ends up pleading guilty again. Pleads guilty and receives, you, sir, may fuck off, another life sentence without parole in Kentucky as well.
Shit.
The chief prosecutor said he had been almost certain that Walker would admit to the kidnapping and rape of Margaret Bell. He said her body was found June 8th off Kentucky 139, 3 miles from Princeton. And so Walker had been transported to the Kentucky State Penitentiary to be held for trial, but he pleads guilty, so they send his ass back to Oklahoma. That's life plus 20 years.
God damn.
Off again. Yeah. Now, July 12th, 1986. You remember Marshall George Cummings Jr.?
Where's he been?
Trailer man there?
Yeah.
Well, he's been busy himself.
Oh, boy.
Okay. I'll read this from the Tulsa World newspaper. A 36-year-old Tulsa man being held in Tulsa County Jail for questioning in the murder of Deronda Gay Roy last week was with convicted murderer Gary Allen Walker the night Walker was arrested. Marshall George Cummings Jr. was arrested by Tulsa police on outstanding traffic warrants after Rogers County authorities pinpointed his whereabouts Friday. Cummings, a friend of the Roy family, was the last known person to see Mrs. Roy at about 10 p.m. on Pine Street and Sheridan Road the night she was killed. The 24-year-old Beggs woman's nude body was found in a secluded area of the Rocky Point Recreation Area. Her bra was wrapped around her neck, and she was strangled. The Rogers County asked Tulsa to place a hold on Cummings to allow them to question him. The hold, which required Tulsa to notify Rogers County authorities when Cummings was released, was still in effect, and they said Cummings is being held on 2 charges of no car insurance. That's what he's being held on. Nice. A $225 bond on each count there, and a $60 bond for speeding, and a $25 bond for no inspection sticker. That's
traffic
what he's being
infractions.
Held on. He's being held on literally $310 worth of bond, and he can't make it. The Rogers County prosecutor said there are similarities in the way Mrs. Roy was killed and the Walker murders, particularly the murder of Valerie Shaw Hartzell. The district attorney said that the method of strangulation was the same and both women's bodies were placed, not thrown in secluded areas.
Oh.
Placed very specifically. So that's a weird touch.
That's frightening. Yeah.
What's going on? You know what I mean?
Which one is which?
Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. July 26th, 1986. The Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals has unanimously upheld the death sentence of Gary Allen Walker, who was convicted of killing a Broken Arrow man 2 years ago. Yeah. Walker also has been found guilty of murdering 3 women, as we know about there. So they said that Walker they keep talking about insanity, and the judge, Ed Parks, who presided over the 3-member appeals court, wrote the court's opinion upholding the death sentence and said the evidence in this case reveals that the appellant, in particularly calloused manner, bludgeoned an elderly man to death with a brick and strangled him with the cord from his own vacuum cleaner.
Jesus.
Would it have been less if he brought his own, his vacuum cleaner to strangle him with?
Maybe, yeah.
His own, put a little stank on it. December 1986, the U.S. Supreme Court refuses to hear an appeal from Gary Allen Walker.
Not a word out of you, sir.
They declined to hear it. Yeah, him and another guy, another murderer from Oklahoma. They were rejected. All were decided by votes of 7-2.
Okay.
So the only ones that were dissenting were William Brennan and Thurgood Marshall, who opposed the death penalty. So they said no matter what, they're voting against it. February 21st, 1987, old Marshall Cummings Jr. there. Oh, boy. He pleads no contest to second-degree murder in that strangulation as well. Mm-hmm. So he's sentenced to 25 years in prison with half the term suspended. Oh. Holy shit. That's quite the plea
10
bargain.
Years, then?
He strangled a woman.
And got 10 years.
25 years, half, so 12 and a half he got.
12 and a half, yeah.
What the fuck?
Wow.
He'd been charged with... Wow, they must not have had good evidence
sweet
against
deal,
him.
yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of, because otherwise they wouldn't, if that's a death penalty eligible case, they're not going to be like, give him 12 and a half, it's fine. So, wow, that is fucking crazy. His arrest, this is so weird because these two guys just were attracted to each other.
Yeah.
As far as friends, I like to strangle women and rape them. Me too. Do you think they talked about it, or do you think they
party?
Just... Yeah. Do you think it was just positive and negative ends fucking attracted to each other?
They gotta know, right? If you're friends with somebody long enough, you know some of the shit.
Well, you knew him a day. He didn't even know him 2 hours. They had a few beers and then went back to the trailer to drink.
They don't
Who knows if they're talking about murder yet?
They can't possibly. Not
that'd
yet,
be
right?
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
You know what I like to do. Wow.
I mean, yeah. Woof, that sounds weird. Anyway, it's getting late.
I'm going to run. Yeah.
See me looking at my watch here. So June 1st, 1988, Gary wants a competency trial. Mm-hmm. He said that if the jury finds that he was incompetent and didn't understand the charges against him and could not aid in his legal defense, that the murder conviction could be nullified.
Okay.
So the district judge ruled that it's still feasible for a Tulsa jury to determine if Walker was competent when he was convicted 4 years ago. So, yeah, he set a mental health trial up for September 12th, 1988, which is interesting here. No competency hearing was held in November 84 when he was tried for the death of Eddie Cash. They didn't have a competency hearing. They just had psychiatrists testify for him. So that's very interesting. This is his first actual competency test.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the Hartzell trial, a judge denied funds for additional mental testing for him.
Okay.
Now, the assistant appellate public defender, Lloyd McCoy, said that if brain tests had been authorized, there's a good possibility that a brain tumor would have been detected.
Really?
They're like, he must have a fucking brain tumor if he's acting like this.
It's a good possibility.
I mean, yeah, it seems like it. Christ. So he is found competent. Mm-hmm. They said after a trial for this or a court hearing, they said there's clear and convincing evidence. He failed to present clear and convincing evidence that he was incompetent and could not aid in his defense and didn't understand the nature of his charge. So he can keep on fucking off.
All right.
November of 1988, there is another federal case that, if it goes a certain way, could wipe away his death penalty.
Oh?
Yes. They say, quote, if a federal court decision in another Oklahoma case stands up, the Tulsa County death sentence of convicted multiple murderer Gary Allen Walker will be reversed, a prosecutor said. Moreover, the ruling threatens all Oklahoma death sentences, in particular jeopardy are those cases where a defendant offered any kind of mitigating evidence at all.
Okay.
They said that Walker's death sentence is history if this is law. the new one. Last month, apparently, the 10th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals overturned a 1978 death sentence handed to Robin Leroy Parks. The simple absence of the word mere from a standard instruction to Oklahoma jurors was crucial in the decision. Mere.
What does that mean? Oh, okay.
Just an exclusion. In a 33-page decision, the circuit court spent 5 pages on it. The prosecutor said, it's a little surprising that a modifier like mere has such a significance.
Yeah.
And they said that death penalty cases receive an incredible amount of scrutiny, as they should. They said by a 6-4 vote, the 10th Circuit reduced Parks' sentence to life. It determined if an instruction to Oklahoma County jurors not be influenced by sympathy, sentimentality, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that doesn't go through, and his shit stands. 1990.
Uh-huh.
He's going to appeal the Valerie Shaw Hartzell thing here.
Just that one?
Yes, just that one. Citing U.S. Supreme Court rulings, the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals said it was an error to show Gary Allen Walker's videotaped confession to the jury.
Really?
The confession leading to the reversal of his conviction could happen in Rogers County. In Rogers County, Walker signed a waiver attesting that he was advised of his rights and didn't want a lawyer to be present there during that. Walker was convicted of the kidnapping, obviously. So, also improper confession. His public defender is appointed to represent him and said that he counseled the appellant for approximately an hour and a half on June 6th and 2 hours on the 7th, and said that he informed Walker that he would be present in any future interviews with authorities, that the appellant would be warned of any attempts to move him. So, think about what that is. He gets arrested. He has a lawyer, Tulsa County Public Defender. The counsel tells him, he informed him that I'll be present in all future interviews, and told the cops the same thing. If you interview him, talk to me. With the authorities said that he would be, also they told him that the lawyer will be told if there's any attempts to move him to a different facility. Okay. So essentially, he's got to beg to talk to you after that and say, I don't want my lawyer. I waive my Miranda rights, like Dahmer did.
Right.
Okay.
Why do they want to do that?
Well, this lawyer also said that he made an agreement with the prosecutor to the effect that Gary would have a counsel present before any future questioning. Mm-hmm. They questioned him already about Eddie Cash. This is about Hartzell, because this is a separate county. He had to go be questioned for that.
Oh.
So on June 7th, this lawyer represented him in an arraignment in Tulsa County on information alleging 3 counts of first-degree murder. One of these was for Miss Hartzell, of course. Shortly after the arraignment, after he'd been taken back to the Tulsa County Jail, Walker was informed by the authorities that he was going to be moved to Rogers County. At that time, he asked to see his attorney. An attempt was made to call the attorney, but he couldn't be located right away, so they just moved him to Rogers County without being afforded the opportunity to speak with his attorney. Right. On the morning of June 8th, 1984, he was taken to Rogers County Sheriff's Office, where video equipment was already set up. They were waiting for him. Mm-hmm. He was advised of his rights and did not request his lawyer be present. He signed a waiver and everything. He was then asked questions, and he gave a full confession. Mm-hmm. Now, the decision is, upon review of this case, we have found the facts to be particularly egregious and troubling.
Why?
Were we able to affirm, we would do so convinced that the appellant wholly deserved the punishment he received. However, it's the duty of this court to determine whether the appellant received a fair trial. They said, although there's a specific case called Edwards, although that case dealt specifically with requests for counsel made by an accused during a custodial interrogation, the court also found that an accused, having expressed his desire to deal with police only through counsel, is not subject to further interrogation by authorities until counsel has been made available to him, unless the accused himself initiates further communication, exchanges, or conversations. Like, remember they told Dahmer, you have to call us. We can't call you.
Right.
You have to tell the jailer, I want to see those people call him, or else it's illegal and we can't do it.
Okay.
They didn't do that here. That's the fucking problem. They cut some corners.
Sake.
They got so excited, they cut some corners. They said, although the appellant's statements in his first confession made in Tulsa County were much the same as those made in the videotape confession in Rogers County, we cannot find that the Rogers County confession was merely cumulative or that it was harmless error for the trial court to admit it to evidence. Conviction overturned.
Wow.
Got out of it. Now, the prosecutor's office, they say, we're going to retry him for that. Don't you worry about that. But the district attorney, Patrick Abital, has disqualified his office from retrying the murder.
Oh, my God.
He said the state attorney general's office had assured him that an experienced prosecutor will be assigned. Abital said a prosecutor would be named soon. Abital said he didn't like having to withdraw. He said, I think it's my job to retry it. There's no question we could do an efficient job, but I didn't want to do anything to jeopardize the case in the light of the district attorney's controversy. Questions arose about a possible conflict of interest or appearance of impropriety because Jack Gordon Jr., one of Walker's attorneys, represented the DA Abital before the Oklahoma Supreme Court in a battle over whether Abital or Donna Priori was the real district attorney.
So they're just going to muddy this so much that they're going to lose everything?
Yeah, so they're going to give it to another prosecutor so it doesn't look bad. So it doesn't look like these two guys are there. So 1991, there's a retrial for that. Don't you worry.
Sure, yeah.
In opening statements, they said that, they're trying to pull the same thing. He was insane.
Yeah.
You should have seen him slashing prices. He was insane.
He's a wild man.
He's a wild man. He said that in no way he understood the wrongfulness of his acts. Mm-hmm. Now, the jury disagrees and found him guilty as fuck. Yeah. Guilty. And the sentencing here, though, you, sir, may fuck off life without parole.
Not good. That's
plus a bunch more.
Yeah. All right.
But he's still only got one death sentence left.
Just the one.
Just the one. His total sentences are death, 6 life without paroles, and 700 years.
Okay.
Most of it in consecutive sentences.
Yeah. What are the?
What are we doing here?
Which one would you rather do?
What's the difference? This is the biggest 6 of one, half dozen of the other ever.
It's all so dumb. Yeah.
You're going to kill me. I'll either serve 6 life sentences or 700 years, which is more than 6 lives by far.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's insane. Anyway, Valerie's mom writes an editorial, by the way. This is called A Mother's Response, June 16th, 1991. Quote, I write this letter in the hope that somehow the people of Oklahoma will understand that the retrial of Gary Allen Walker for the murder of Valerie Shaw Hartzell was something we believe had to be done. There's a lot of people saying, why are we doing this? He's got a death sentence, 5 fucking life sentences, and hundreds of years in jail. What's the fucking difference at this point?
I guess it's called justice.
That's it. Yeah. A lot of people, though, are saying it's called tax money, and we're slashing school budgets, and we're going to try this kid again. Like, what are we doing here? We'll try this idiot again. But I get it. If the family, they want their day in court too, so it makes sense. Everybody's view is plausible here, in my opinion.
Certainly.
How could we not try to see that justice was carried out? How could I, as her mother, not do everything possible to see that her murderer was punished to the fullest extent of the law? My daughter was the only one of 5 people that Gary Allen Walker murdered during May 1984. He was tried, convicted, and given the death penalty in 2 of these murders. Valerie's was one of them. The other families were convinced to accept a plea bargain for life imprisonment, perhaps not knowing that life imprisonment does not necessarily mean imprisonment for the rest of your life.
Sure.
These were life without parole, so they do in this case, which she knows that. That's intellectually dishonest, I'll be honest. You know what I mean? She knows what she's doing, and that's not... It's not what he was sentenced to. So
strategic game there.
Yeah, it's factually wrong, but trying to fire people up. But that's fine. Your daughter's dead. I get it. So she said the criminal becomes eligible for parole and can actually be released from prison after a few years.
Oh.
Not if it's life without parole plus 700 years. That's not going to happen.
Maybe on a couple of things, but not... You know what I mean? Like maybe a charge will get knocked off, but that's because he's been in prison for a while.
Exactly.
And give it some more time, another one's going to get knocked off. If he sticks around for 700 years, they're all going to get knocked off.
All of them. Yeah, eventually. So, I mean, like I said, I totally understand where the woman's coming from, but that's just not honest. So The trial and conviction of Walker for the murder of Valerie was overturned by the Oklahoma Court of Appeals because, according to them, Walker's, quote, rights had been violated. Never put rights in quotes.
We've all got, he's got rights.
Listen, we all have rights, and you would want rights too. So that's one thing I don't like is like if someone gets caught for something, people are like, he shouldn't have any rights. Right. No, we are better than them. That's the point.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
We're actually doing this in a realistic way that's reasonable, and we're humans.
Yeah.
And we're not animals. So that's the difference. That's how we show them that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because we don't act like animals. So anyway, he said his rights have been violated. Now he only has one death penalty. Will that one be overturned also?
Okay.
Fucking maybe if it wasn't done right. That's how we do shit.
Yeah.
Rogers County District Attorney Gene Haynes and the family of Valerie Shaw Hartzell wanted another trial. We felt and still feel that Walker deserves the death penalty, but in this trial, the jury was not even allowed to vote on it.
Oh.
Because they didn't want to deal with the appeals of it, so that's what they were going for, was life without. That's the point. Judge James Sontag of Nowata County, in his infinite wisdom, decided to deny the prosecution the right to put on the aggravating circumstances that would allow the jury the right to consider the death penalty. In my opinion, Judge Sontag became judge and jury. The justice system failed. Did we read off the list of his sentences?
He's got 700 years plus death, plus
life.
I think justice was served.
I mean, it sucks because obviously you'd like to take the guy and kill him 17 times over and make you feel better for your daughter, but that's just not how life works.
You'd love for it to be the dark ages where you get to just go
draw
home down
quarter
and
the man, but
do what you want.
That's not how we do things. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I get her emotions. It's totally understandable. Valerie's husband and son, my other two daughters, and I have not only have to suffer the overwhelming grief of losing a wife, mother, sister, and daughter at the hands of a cold-blooded murderer, but we also have to suffer again and again at the hands of the, quote, criminal justice system.
Criminal justice system.
They tried him once, death penalty. They tried him again, life without parole. How are they abusing you and kicking you? I don't understand it.
It's criminal justice system.
They didn't tell. They didn't tell you to go fuck off. They gave you what you wanted.
Yeah.
If she wasn't famous, they would have said, "Listen, we're taking a plea deal."
Yeah.
If this lady wasn't an editorial writing machine, they would have just taken the plea deal. I bet. If the family didn't care, they don't want to why bother with all this? They could have got the same sentence just doing a plea deal with him. So she says, I just want to thank everyone who supported us in this effort. It's been difficult. It's been a difficult time for our family, but it does help to know there are many out there who do care about justice and become just as enraged as we do when justice does not prevail. But yeah, again, that's just, if it was you up there or your kid up there and they maybe didn't do it, you'd want every chance to get at it. Not that this guy deserves that, but everybody does, unfortunately. If one person gets it, we all do.
There it is.
That's it. So March, did you bring enough gum for everybody? No? Well, sorry.
Throw it away.
Throw it away. March 1994, he is set to be executed. Already. So he's been given, though, a stay of execution to file a petition for post-conviction relief. A judge, U.S. district judge, scheduled the execution, and after the petition was filed, the Oklahoma Attorney General's office has until May 23rd to file a response here. So anyway, he's got all this shit going on. 1999, he wants clemency.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wants clemency.
He takes it all back.
Well, his attorney said that they may ask the court to stop the requested execution of him because of his physical and mental condition. He's not feeling real well.
Yeah.
You know? Gerald McCoy, not fun, of Oklahoma City, said his client's condition may have left him incompetent to be executed. He said a person cannot be executed if he doesn't understand why he's being put to death. McCoy also plans to ask the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board for clemency. If they grant clemency, it would have to be approved by the governor as well, and the governor's a very staunch death penalty supporter, so that ain't going to fucking happen. The lawyer said, I think any inmate should ask for clemency. Even though we have a bunch of hard-headed and hard-hearted people, if we don't continue the process, it may go away. That's fair. Then January 12th, 2000, my man's out of options here. His lawyer, McCoy, said that he's exhausted all of his appeals and said, after a discussion with my client and having evaluated all the issues, we came to a mutual conclusion that we would have to accept our fate. I think you're using our a little loosely here.
Yeah.
He's getting executed. You're going to go home to your nice house and fucking eat dinner. What are you talking about?
You've just lost. That's all.
Yeah. He said there's no legal avenues left for us to appeal. He's appealed to every appropriate court and must abide by their decisions, although we vehemently disagree with them. January 13th, 2000 is execution day.
Here we go.
Let's see.
That's fast.
That's pretty fast. 16 years. It's not. It would have been sooner.
I guess it's pretty average, but it seems pretty fast.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So he has, I guess, some of his relatives there. He had a final visit from his two sisters, niece and two cousins.
Yeah,
came to see him. Last meal, everybody.
There it is.
He's got a last meal. What do you think it is, Jimmy?
Steak.
Close.
Yeah.
3 cheeseburgers.
That's a lot.
Fucking cheeseburgers are good, man. It's hard to turn down a cheeseburger.
Jesus.
3 cheeseburgers with extra salt, because blood pressure be damned.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Who gives a fuck at this point?
Yeah. 3 sliced tomatoes. The salt might have been for the tomatoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Because they're good with a little salt on them. French fries and a strawberry malt.
Malt?
He had like a teenage drive-in 1950s order.
What exactly is the difference between a malt and a shake?
The malt is a specific thing that you put in it. Malt,
really?
Like the shit that's in Whoppers.
Okay.
Like that's in it. It's a different taste and it's a different texture.
It's that shit in the center of a Whopper.
There's shit,
not like a burger. If anybody listening gives a fuck about that.
No.
The malted milk balls.
Yeah, it's in like sprinkled form. The malt is in there with that. It's a thing. Because I asked somebody that once. Now, during his execution, more than 30 family members of the victims gathered to watch this.
Really?
Oh, yeah. A dozen of Eddie Cash's relatives, including his daughter who found him. Doug Hilburn hoped that his wife Hilburn there. He hoped that Walker would admit wrongdoing and seek forgiveness before the execution, which he attended with his family. Emily Pearson, who was Valerie Shaw Hartzell's mother, before the execution, she toured death row and was unaffected by it, didn't feel bad at all, and expressed nervousness about the last-minute delays of this, that it might not happen.
Oh.
God, she is bloodthirsty.
Shit.
She attended with her husband, daughter, son-in-law, Valerie's uncle, and pastor, and they all got together, and they said they hoped the execution would end 16 and a half years of grief. Altogether, I think 31 people from the families. Now, his last words. He had a 2-minute statement where he apologized several times.
7 times or several times?
Several times.
Yeah.
He said, I hope that when I go, that the hate that you have, and it's natural for you to hate me, that you would let that go with me.
Okay.
Which is actually a nice thing to say. Hey, listen, once I'm dead, don't let this rule your life.
Don't hang on to it, you fuck.
This is all you've been doing for 20 years, and it's ridiculous. Now, then there you go. He is pronounced dead, executed by lethal injection.
Wow.
Now, in media, there honestly have not been a whole lot about this guy somehow.
Yeah, that's a lot of people to kill to not be mentioned very much.
Dude, and then his spree otherwh too. How many people he raped and kidnapped? But this guy is like, he's a fucking serial killer and a bad one. I mean, not even like
bad guy.
A borderline. He's a bad fucking guy. Imagine if he kept going, he would have killed how many people? So there was something in 2007, the Crime Stories show. I don't even know what channel that's on or was on at the time. They did a show called The Roaming Rapist.
Okay.
On him. So there's that.
Covered him once, yeah.
And then there's an 82-page long book, which is nothing. You get like an Ann Rule book. It's like 990 pages. 80 pages is a pamphlet, for Christ's sake. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, it feels like
but I bought it.
More than 80 pages in it.
I think this has 115 in this thing. So I put together a longer book. But I also did use a couple of things that they had in the book. It's called Oklahoma's Death Row, The End of Gary Allen Walker by Cassandra Moore. Nice. So There you go. I have to give credit where credit's due. They did put together a pamphlet on the person, so they get credit for that. So there you go, everybody. There is Poteau, Oklahoma. And what
the man's terrible.
Bad individual, man. That's a bad guy. So if you enjoyed that story, or I should say if you enjoyed the way we told the story, because you shouldn't enjoy that story. It's a terrible story.
Bad story.
Get on whatever app you're listening on and give us 5 stars. It helps so much. We don't know why, but it really does help drive the show up the charts, and that helps people see it, and then we get more listeners, and everybody's happier. So do that, please. And then also head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows, baby. First up, the virtual live show.
Yes.
You guys, you've seen all the pictures. I know people follow on social media. They've seen all the pictures, all people posting. They have a good time. We put on a fucking hell of a live show.
Yeah.
We throw down, period. Our shit is funny. We know what we're doing, and these virtual live shows are just as good as any live show. You don't even have to leave your damn house. You can sit with warm-up pants on with your own booze in your own house, just like a regular live show. We're going to have costumes because it's Halloween. It happens Thursday, the 30th of October. It's available for 2 weeks after that, and we're going to have a crazy story with a Halloween-y theme and everything. So you really wanted to get this. It's going to be so much fun. Shutupandgivememurder.com. And then there's a few tickets left for Philadelphia in December. DC is completely sold out totally. DC, we released some of ours that we had, so now there is a few left. I don't know, not a lot. A few dozen maybe, but that's it. So get in there and get your tickets for that as well. Also, get yourself, actually follow on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. Then get yourself Patreon. Patreon.com/crime in sports, which is the name of our other podcast you should be listening to, along with your stupid opinions as well, which is fucking hilarious. You get Patreon, first of all, anybody $5 a month or above, immediately upon subscription, you're going to get hundreds of back episodes of bonus stuff you've never heard before. And there's good shit in there, too. It's an awesome catalog, so well worth $5. Then you get new ones every other week, as if that wasn't enough. And this week, what you're going to get, like we always do, one crime in sports, one small town murder, and you get it all. This week for crime in sports, we are going to talk about somebody with almost as many rape accusations as this guy. Deshaun Watson here, who was a mess, and still in the league somehow.
Right.
None of these charges come to fruition. It's all alleged. We don't know.
Yeah, he's there.
He's there. He's owns a uniform that they give him. He's got a locker with his name on it. You know what I mean?
To show up.
Then for Small Town Murder, we're going to do Internet Salad again, which is where it's just a little breather here, where it's going to be just fun and comedy. We're going to go all over the internet like we do and just make fun of anything that's happening a little bit without no politics is our rule here.
Nothing.
That's no fun. We don't want to hear that shit from us anyway. So this will be to get your mind off of the world. We will talk about that comedy festival in Saudi Arabia a bit, though, because we've been asked a lot about that. So we definitely want to give our opinions there. That's patreon.com/crime and sports. And in addition to that, you get a shout out at the end of the show, too, which is coming up in a second. But you also get every goddamn thing that we do, crime and sports, your stupid opinion, small town murder, all ad-free.
Yes.
With your subscription as well. You can't fucking beat that. Ad-free. That's amazing stuff here. And you get a shout out. Jimmy, hit me with the names of the most fantastic people in the world who keep this show going and honestly are just people we fucking love. Give me the list, Jimmy. I need it right now.
This week's executive producers are Adrian and Jason, who just got engaged. I found out because Danae Pruner told me. She's a very nice
Congrats, I guess.
Enjoy your engagement. Gary Howard in Grayson, Kentucky. I guess you're not doing Instagram anymore. Gary. What did you say?
I said good luck.
Oh, yeah. That's not the best.
Gary.
Tim, Vranazan. Thank you, Tim. And then
isn't that a rice brand?
Vranazan, is it? I don't.
Vranazan.
I don't know. It might be.
Isn't it like a New Orleans rice thing?
Perhaps.
Oh, Zatarain. Never mind.
Zatarain.
Zatarans. Yeah, I remember the commercial. Okay, never mind.
And then Pioneer Inc. or Pioneer. I don't know. They gave us a very nice thank you so much. And Exact Tax Solutions did it too. For all your tax and Pioneer needs, see them, I guess.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Jessica
you
Lane.
so much.
Also, thanks, Jessica. Yes, pay your taxes. Don't go to jail. Other producers this week, Peyton Meadows, Happy Hour, checking in Lakenhurst, New Jersey. Ryan Bender.
Wow, way off.
I don't know where that is. Lakehurst, not Lakenhurst.
New Jersey. They're usually in Arkansas.
He's usually in Texas.
Yeah.
Nice. Shiraz, I think. Chris Shiraz. Lexi Padron, Elisa Sells, Kate Palmer, Cindy Shepard, John with no last name, BK McGinnis, Brianna Brown, Miller Time, Brooke Kelly, Tori Sandberg, Nicole Carney, Devin Rose, Sean Kissler, RKMK, Allie Smith, Tara with no last name, Ross Crawford, Joff Eli, maybe it's Jeff.
Joffali.
No, the O is way over there. I don't know what it is. Jill McGard, Coda Perney, Ariel Sipple, Brenna Talbert, Jenny Johnson, Aubrey with no last name, Jennifer Hatfield, Lenny with no last name, Christian Vandeveer, Penelope Polecat, okay, Tori Weckerly, Nugent, Holly Conway, Andrew Powley, Lydia Stefan, Emma Paul, Megan Finn, Michelle with no last name, Veronica Johnson, Shauna Edwards, Paul Cafaro, Gretchen Smith, Janelle Davis, Devin with no last name, Julie with no last name, Dustin Tricky, Jonah with no last name, Katie Rasmussen, Kristen Ezadine, Jennifer Allen, Amy H, Les with no last name, Ken Private, Jeff Turner, Samantha DeWitt, Morgan with no last name, Christine Von Knockelstein, Emily Lynn Spencer, Rat Fink, 707, Rarar, Rachel R, Donnie with no last name, Heidi Hoffman, Brianna Croco, Shy Royce, Bubbly City Matt, Nicholas W., D.W. Welters, Andrew Edwards, Jason Vale, Aaron Giza, Nicole Galay, Baru, Kelsey Macada, Emma with no last name, Kathy with no last name, Adriana Conklin, Sean Whiting, Faltered with no last name, Melanie Pruitt, Cheryl Corley, Quoshia Moultrie, Darren Ellis, Allison Ochiltree, Crystal Ruiz, Carla Ortiz, J.E. Cook, Dave Duncan, Emily with no last name, J.P. Williams, Sarah Lee, they make the best ones, Adrian with no last name, Becky Smith, you don't like him?
I said nobody doesn't like her.
Nobody does it better, that's why. Jennifer McVetti, Thomas Greeley, Zeka Crook, Zika, Lizzie Deshane, Mark McDonald, Becky Smith, Cowboy Joe, I think I said that, Kimberly Cohen, Penny Lawrence, Jen Clemens, Lauren McCarthy, Bethany with no last name, Deborah Colgan, Becca G, Amanda LeBrecq, Giselle M, Ava Donaldson, Amy Stonecker, Hope Schutz, Elvira, it's probably Elvira, right? Fiatco, it's Bori with no last name, Sarah Taylor, Trep Gabbard, Haley Ferguson, Bridget Bennett, Carol with no last name, Colleen Pacocha, Amy with no last name, Molly Schaefer, that's almost a bad word, Keegan Coulter, Connor Van Sickle, Tony Baker, Caitlin with no last name, David with no last name, Lundy Schneider, Hillary McKinney, Danielle McCullough, Hernan Villegas, What the Hobbs, Susan Stitt, Jody Blades, Mackenzie Hackett, Alexis Garcia, Joseph with no last name, Peggy with no last name, Zenaida Pickett, Aaron A. Archibald, and all of our patrons. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody. You're beautiful, amazing. Fantastic bastards. We cannot thank you enough for all that you do for us. Honestly, just thank you so much. If you want to follow us on social media, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. There's a drop-down menu where you can get all your tickets and all the follows. Everything's there. Do that. Keep coming back every week and hanging out with us. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.